Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I'm your whimsical DM, Victoria, and we've got a game to play tonight, and it's D&D. And things are going to happen. Dice are probably going to be rolled. But we needed to do announcements and recap first. Kristy, do it.
Good evening, and welcome to the show. Now, here's a word from our sponsors. Little Dragon Core is a Canadian-based dice company that supplies all kinds of cool tabletop gear. I mean, look at all these pretty dicey boys. Head on over to littledragoncorp.com and enter the coupon code BONUS for 15% off your order. That's BONUS. Cardboard Castle Games is a brick-and-mortar game store local to Evans, Georgia. They have a wide selection of tabletop gaming and other cool games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon cards, and even Yu-Gi-Oh! You can visit them in-store and let them know that we sent you, or you can go visit their website at cardboardcastlegames.com. Also, big thanks to Syrinscape for the amazing atmospheric sounds and music. You can add these sounds and more to your game when you download the Syrinscape desktop or mobile app. The app is free and comes with 20 sound sets that are included to get you started. You don't even need to register. Go to Syrinscape.com to find out more. Thanks as well to Adrian Von Ziegler for providing some additional music that we use here on Thursday nights. He's a talented composer with great content usage rights, so go check out his YouTube and Patreon and support him if you can. Please check out our other games. We stream almost every day here at Probo. We have games for several of the major published 5e modules, as well as homebrew games, and some of our games feature systems other than 5e, like Star Wars, Power Rangers, and Alien. Come watch all of our VODs over on our YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget, you can also support the channel by following, by subscribing, remembering to click the bell notification so you never miss another live stream, using channel emotes, and if you're an Amazon Prime user, you get a free subscription to Twitch every month. Thanks again to all of our sponsors for supporting Proficiency Bonus. And now, back to the show.
Oh, I did it. I did it. I swallowed before they...
Yeah, you did what? Before the...
Anyway, Ink, recap, please.
Damn, immediately onto me. Well, last time on Wild Beyond the Witchlight, it was a little bit of a shorter session. More of the party kind of getting to know Saoirse and also recover from some of the battles that we faced. More exploration of Loomlurch. The party still needs to find a few more missing children somewhere on the premises. And we have not been able to find Will of the Feywild, but Clover did find someone, and that someone was Bavlorna again, and that was quite interesting. But you know, turns out Bavlorna has kind of lost the will to live, which allowed Clover to just sort of fly in there and steal her whole staff and leave. And continuing with the tradition of just handing things to Ego and not explaining, then Ego had the staff. While this was happening, Don went to go and find his lost thing and encountered a little doll. A doll that was very, very, very interested in fashion and put Don through a little bit of a fashion show, trying on different outfits. all wonderful, definitely not falling apart macabre outfits. But Don eventually was able to learn that this puppet body is his missing item, and he needs it, but it was currently being possessed by... Remind me of the name of who is in there? Pincushion, yes. So a brief initiative was rolled where Dawn attempted to capture Pincushion, and Pincushion attempted to attack Dawn. Dawn picked up Pincushion and started to be stabbed while running back to the rest of the party, where we get the combination of Dawn and Pincushion and Saoirse, Clover, and Ego. Trapped in the middle, Ego decides to have Saoirse try and distract Bavlorna, and Saoirse calls on all of her woodland friends to run Widdershins to keep Bavlorna away while Pincushion is dealt with. A little bit of illusory magic and a brief little bit of combat, and we were able to convince Pincushion that they had to give up the puppet's body to Dawn as part of an agreement with Granny Nightshade, even if Granny Nightshade wasn't really there. In exchange, Clover offered one of her trinkets, a small pixie doll that Pincushion transferred their soul into, leaving Dawn free to take his lost item. I believe, meanwhile, through all of this, we had Aurum just...
Aurum was upstairs helping the kid who had been poisoned. He's like,
right.
he and Elkhorn
were dealing with that.
Helping those kids get that dwarf boy like down and out into the forest.
And it is minor, but Ego was able to receive the boggle oil for Squirt, and learned that when Squirt loses his oil, he kind of develops a different, kind of quite a bit more crass personality. All right. Yeah. That's everything major, though. It was a shorter one.
Don't forget, did you get that Saoirse made fake candy?
I did unfortunately not say that Saoirse had...
Someone's gonna die later.
Saoirse definitely had a cooking mama experience in making... You were making caramel? Your goal was to make caramel.
That's laced with glass.
Yeah.
And there is broken glass in there, which does give it that nice caramel. Maybe it's more like a peanut brittle.
Yep.
It's a glassy brittle. It's glass with melted sugar on it. I think it's glass with melted sugar. It's glass with burnt sugar on it. This is a great moment to say, check your kids' candy.
Kids' candy. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Okay, that's what you missed though.
I have to take Saoirse away from controlling Aurum because we were using the Aurum token to represent where Saoirse was.
True.
That's
we should level up also.
I could just control.
Don't touch me, okay? Get your hands off.
We did also level up. We are level 5, which I think we did sort of in between, and we didn't explicitly state it. So the characters are level 5 now.
Yeah. You haven't technically long rested, but you guys aren't really doing anything too crazy at this point, so you can just be level 5.
We did it. We did it on our character sheets. The number is 5. And the proficiency bonus is up.
Hey.
We didn't necessarily sleep, but we got the abilities too, because that's how I healed the child.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I gotta turn off my password manager. It's making Roll20 shard. My god. For some reason, it just really does not like this specific password manager, which is weird because I didn't have a problem with my previous one. Very strange. And it happens to Dale, too.
Technology.
Oh, is it not going to load now? You'd love to see it.
Jamie, you good?
The microphone is being taken out now. It wasn't last week, but now it is.
Hey, that's cool.
That's really magic.
What if you got like two What? Well, I was gonna say, what if you got two googly eyes and put it on it, and then maybe it would like read it as a face,
As a face?
and like keep it in there, you know?
I would.
I'm so glad that Gruff was looking down when you did what you just did.
I'm gonna hold Aurum's hand all session again.
Okay, cool. I've got Roll20 back up. Huzzah. So yeah, the group of you have successfully tricked Pincushion into leaving you all alone. You have an illusion of I believe you have an illusion of Granny in there, and when we left off, Ego, you could tell that with the power of this hag's staff, you think you could continue this illusionary spell if you left the staff there and keep Pincushion like living in this little illusion.
Yeah.
Or you can take it.
I did roll that Ego is leaning on the side of taking it, but we are still in Loom Lurch right now, so.
Yeah.
Just take it.
But yeah, so
It's a pretty cool looking staff.
It is a pretty cool looking staff. You guys know that there are two children over in that room where Pincushion was found. It's L9. You know, there are two children in there, and then other than that, I believe you're missing 3.
Yeah.
And we haven't gone to. Where was it that we haven't gone? The mill.
The mill.
The mill.
We were thinking that they might be in the mill.
Yeah.
So do we want to do one last go through and make sure we haven't missed any trinkets or anything useful that she has here? Oh wait, we still need to get Dove's thing here as well.
Oh, right. Yes. I had mentioned that before. I completely forgot.
So a little bit more searching in the main log area here, and then we could all go to the mill together.
I'm a bit busy right now.
Oh yeah, you're still kind of
you're just running Widdershins.
Slowly
I'm
torturing the
torturing
tag
Bavlorna
with
for
your summoned
information.
animals. Yeah, the summoned animals just slowly running in. But yeah, because Bavlorna also told you some secrets about freeing Zybilna. That
we need a
you
cauldron and a poem
Yes.
and a unicorn horn.
Yes.
But
And
she
then
didn't
you
tell me
asked-
the poem,
Yeah.
so I
I
sent
do-
a raccoon in there to run around.
You haven't been able to like relay it to the rest of the party, but I do have a cauldron. I have a little miniature cauldron, the
I
spittle
think she said
spew
it was a
cauldron.
specific.
Is it a specific one?
Where is what I'm looking for?
Yeah, because I mean we were like wrapping up, but I was thinking about that, and I don't remember if it's a specific cauldron
Hold
or
on.
if that is the specific. Because it sounds like it could be not necessarily an item in each of their possessions, but possibly an item in each of their realms.
Where
You know what I mean?
I see.
am I? I think I'm just an idiot. I literally cannot find. There it is. Okay. She would have said that that it was like a cauldron in the palace.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Unicorn horn.
hmm
I mean, that kills a unicorn. Oh, well, it doesn't need to be ripped off. We need the aid of a unicorn to
Yeah, that's.
lend their horn. Yeah.
Am I remembering this incorrectly, in or out of character? Didn't they use a cauldron to put her in the stasis?
Um,
That would have been back in the story.
That's
and
what
I
I'm thinking. Was that in Yarn Spinner, or am I just like injecting my own bias here?
it might have been. Let me open that up just to like confirm. I don't have that specific part of the adventure.
Sorry, that's such
Yeah,
a
'cause that-
vague question. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's
Well,
not.
because it got ripped up, and then remember, Ego was trying
Right.
to like put it back together. So
Yes, you're
rough.
right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Fable Rise. Let's see. Mm-hmm. All right, let's. So when you read the first story when you got into Fable Rise about like Valor's Call versus League of Malevolence, and the story that was in there that mentioned Zybilna, one part of the story said as like Valor's Call was like about to be like on the brink of destruction, basically there was this blinding glow that filled the hall, and Zybilna appeared spinning a spell to undo the destruction and stop the League of Malevolence. And what they didn't realize was that one of the members had orchestrated like a whole trap by working with the Witches of the Hourglass Coven, who they as the League came to know because of they have a warlock like who seems to get power from some being and knows fae creatures. But so as Zybilna reached for her cauldron to finalize her ultimate spell, she brushed against its surface like ice spreading across a lake. The curse shot through the room, locking everyone in place and freezing the whole palace in time.
So I did remember that.
she was using the cauldron to fix everything, but they put the trap
In her.
on the cauldron.
Yep. Okay.
Yes.
Crazy.
I don't know why I remembered that. That was so random. Okay.
Congratulations, or sorry that happened.
Yeah, both.
Hey, I
Yes,
really
and.
don't care, but congratulations or sorry. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so you got that tidbit, but she hasn't told you the poem yet, so she's being tortured by animals. So that's where we left off. Saoirse is, doing some magical fairy waterboarding, and the rest of you are gathered up. And at this time, Aurum, you would probably be able to gather back up with the party. The once poisoned child Broader is feeling a lot better, and he can kind of walk now. You guys got him out of the forest, out to the forest with the other kids. And you know that like the other kids in the getaway gang were like asking if you've seen Will, and you have not seen him yet.
Okay. Hey, guy. Oh, hey, guys, I found you. Hey. How's it going?
Ugh. Hi, welcome back.
It's so good to see you, too.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling better than ever.
Okay.
Hey,
How's the kids doing?
With the poison one, he ate the devil berries. Remember, he's good. He's good now. He's feeling a lot better. The other ones are looking for Will, and they can't find Will. I haven't seen Will either. So
Yeah, we haven't seen Will either. But he was on
you're muted.
The-
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Kristy.
What didn't he tell us he was coming from the opposite direction of us?
Yeah, he said that you guys were gonna try to get a meeting with the hag. The other kids were gonna set off that distraction. You guys would go to the workshop, and he was supposed to go to the textile mill and free the kids there.
Oh.
And then everybody runs back to Little Oak together.
We should check the mill.
Saoirse is currently dealing with Bavlorna, though.
You guys just hear like nonstop sneezing.
Though it sounds like she's doing a good job.
Okay.
I would have expected more from Bavlorna.
From what Nightshade was talking about, it seems that she's really lost her edge. But I don't think that I'm very good with the children, so maybe I will just go and deal with Bavlorna as well.
Okay.
I'll go help deal with the children then.
I'm good with Star, so I should go help with that.
Do you even know what Star is currently doing?
No.
Then, do you know where Star is?
Nope.
Star
is out in the forest, like over on the edge of the map over here, like where the kids are. You saw him. He was chasing a frog.
Star was chasing a frog, and I can help with that frog. I can definitely get that frog.
You don't need to help with the frog. We need to help stop child slavery. I'm like, one of these things is clearly more important.
Did we not do that already? I'm lost.
There's
We are still sort of in the middle of that, actually.
Oh.
There's 3 unaccounted for, and that's where Will was going, but we haven't heard from him, so we should just make sure that he got everybody.
Yeah. We don't know if maybe that's where Bavlorna headed off to.
Right.
Yeah, because we didn't defeat her, she just disappeared, so no one travel alone. Go as a group.
In which case, I think we should all probably decide to go to the same place instead of splitting off.
Then I'll see if I can get Saoirse. It sounds like she may have called in some friends. So maybe she can leave them to it and come with us.
I made you another placeholder token, Iris, for Saoirse, over here at the door to where Bavlorna is hanging out. Yes, that is Mommy Milky.
It's
oh my
lady.
god.
It's what I have.
Milky. God.
It's what I have, other than like giving a token for like Scylla or something. Or Talus. I could give a Talus token, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna give you Mommy Milky.
I can send you the little doll that I made of Saoirse as well if you want to use that like temporarily.
Oh yeah, I could. Well, we have Ink has like these neat little like the circular frames that look like the ones that they put on the D&D like tokens. Mm-hmm. So once we have like the character art, we'll just like put her in there. You're just gonna be Mommy Milky for now. That's you're just Mommy Milky.
I'm still the not updated art on Roll20.
Well, I don't. Okay, then.
Come on.
I don't know what.
You just have to change on his character sheet on D&D Beyond. You have to just change what his default token is.
We'll do that. I'm gonna do all that later.
I was gonna say that's not.
I'm just teasing.
But yeah. So what would so it sounds like Ink is gonna Ego's gonna try to help Saoirse, and then it sounds like
get Saoirse to come.
Yeah, Clover and Dawn were gonna go try to find whoever's in the textile mill or whatever's going on there.
I was like torn because
okay.
Dawn and Aurum said they're good with kids and they want to do the kid thing. Ego was staying behind, and so Clover's like, I don't want to leave without seeing that Ego's following us, so I'm probably like gonna stay like out of the room. I'm not going in the room with Ego, but I want to keep an eye on Ego's back.
Okay, yeah, if you want to like hover in the doorway between the kitchen and that portrait room, like with all those weird like moving paintings, you can just do that, and then that way you can have visibility on that far doorway as well as the stairs up in this room.
Sorry, my cat is currently waging war on me, so
oh no, it's okay.
The activity just me. He's about to take down this video camera, so if it drops and makes a lot of noise and things look weird for a minute, that's why.
All good.
Stop it.
So then, Aurum, you're going back to the forest?
I'm going with my best friend Dawn.
Going with your best friend on. Okay, you're gonna go help with the kids upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Nice.
yeah. Yeah. Let's go upstairs and get these kids out because
Vacate the boggle milking zone.
Yeah.
We
So-
don't need to have that.
Damn, why'd you delete? That was the official name of it.
Ow!
Right? That's the name of the area that they have in the book. Don is probably going to catch him up on what's going on in there, and he's like, I also get to get my fucking back, but there is a rug. I don't know if it's going to be a problem or not, but it doesn't seem to be very nice, so I don't know. Keep an eye out.
I'm good at that. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, so we'll start with the two of you then. You can go up these stairs, and then I'm gonna pop you over here. Let me see if I can shift ping. Is that working? There we go.
Yep.
And you can head on up. Got it.
Keeping an eye out.
One sec. Okay. So yeah, you come up the stairs, and there's like you're in like a small like vestibule, and there is a closed door over here. Would you like to open it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I just came into this room. I left from this room, I mean.
This is the first time you guys have been in this room. This is the textile
right.
mill.
Oh, right. The other
The other two kids are in the sewing room, which is L9. Was that where you wanted to go? You know that there are two kids in there. They're just hanging out, sewing.
Nah, if we said we were going to go to the textile mill, we'll go to the textile mill. I'm going to listen out first, just to make sure that there's no, like, talking or anything.
Roll a perception check.
Ooh, yep. That, sir, is a perception check from Don.
I like.
No,
I-
8.
8?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't hear anything in particular from the other side of this door.
I'm like reaching for the handle, but I'm looking at Dawn, waiting for Dawn to tell me to open the door.
It seems clear, but keep your guard up.
Okay, I open the door.
Okay.
We're looking directly at Granny. It's like, fuck!
She's like, surprise! That'd be so
Surprise,
scary.
bitches.
That'd be so scary. Whoa.
So, 3 large freestanding looms dominate this chamber. A young goblin and a pair of gnome children work these machines, filling the room with a loud rhythmic clattering as you open the door. There's also a door set into the opposite wall, like up over here. There's like a little staircase outside of that if you need to reference it. And there's also an archway, like a door set, an archway on the east side of this room that it's kind of hard to see what it is from here, but that's what this like little opening is.
We go in.
But yeah, so there's a young goblin and a pair of gnome kids.
You know, I'm actually regretting not going back and getting my armor.
But yeah, so the kids are up there weaving fabric. The door opens and they look up at you with like wide eyes, and they look at each other, and they kind of like stop making the fabric, and they're like, "You're not Granny?"
Nope.
We're working with Will. We're getting all the kids out of here.
The little like goblin girl is kind of like the one who's talking to the group of you. So what does that mean then? Are we what?
It means that there's no more work, and you should come with us. We have a place to take you.
What's the name of their gang? The Getaway Gang. The Getaway Gang.
Yeah.
The Getaway Gang is saving all the kids, and we're working with the Getaway Gang. We're the Witchlight Wilders, right? That was what our name was, I think.
Something like that, yeah. Both of you roll me insight checks.
Oh boy. All right.
16.
Got a 16 on the die. I need insight. 17.
Nice. Yeah, as you talk about leaving, the children kind of cast each other fearful glances, and like they kind of are slowly getting back to like starting up their machines again. And then they immediately kind of start ignoring you, but you notice that all of them are like staring, like occasionally glancing like at a corner, and they look very like fearful about it.
Should I go to the corner? Should I go see what's in the corner?
Yeah, I'm gonna peek to see if I can see anything in the corner.
Okay. Roll a perception check if you're looking.
18, 17 plus 1.
Okay.
Oh,
Is Aurum looking?
Yeah. 23.
Okay, yeah. So, as you guys peer around the corner...
Is it like the archway corner that we're trying to peer around?
Hold on. It's over here.
And I need to do that. Oh, over there.
Yeah, so as you're looking into that corner, there's like a couple crates that are like haphazardly stacked, and there's a lot of shadows like gathered around in that corner, just how the light is hitting. And both of you would notice that as the children are kind of glancing in that direction, the shadow itself moves. And you see this like these little creatures with like big bulbous heads, and they look like they're kind of like whispering and talking to each other from the shadows.
Should I rush them? Should I rush them? Should I rush them? Let me rush them. Can I rush them? Can I go?
No. Rushing them doesn't seem like the best idea. Once again, not in any armor. They don't look like the Boggles, right?
They do look like Boggles.
Oh, they do look like Boggles.
Yep, and one of them actually like steps into basically looks like they're stepping directly into the crate, which is closed, like just through the shadow, and then they're gone. And you lose sight of one of them.
Well, Don doesn't know anything about Boggles, so that's interesting.
Well,
let us calmly approach them. Maybe we can see what they're up to.
my muscles are bulging as we approach the Boggle people.
Oh my god.
Hey, to be fair, scaring them seemed to really work. I made them all oil.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
They're going to say... Donna's going to say, hey! In the corner.
Yeah, so, you kind of, like, are like, hey, in the corner, and then the Boggle that's there, that, like, it looks like it was, like, maybe, like, fiddling with, like, a couple little, pieces of yarn and, like, thread and tying them in knots to cause trouble, looks up at you as you say that, and it starts, like, shaking. And it's just, like, making little crying noises, like...
Looks back over to the kids, like... He's like, what's going on? What are you guys so afraid of? Like, what's happening here? Little weirdo.
Well... There's something in the shadows, and weird things happen sometimes. Like, the threads on the looms will get crisscrossed the wrong way. or we'll lose our spool of thread, or like someone's hair will get caught in the fabric. And sometimes you just kind of see something out of the corner of your eye, like moving, like something's there. And we keep seeing something over in that corner.
Looks back. All right. Well, clearly they did a good enough. Did you do that?
I'm baring my teeth at it. Ugh.
Yeah, when you do that, like the shadows kind of spread a little bit, and then that boggle just like sinks into the floor and vanishes. And there's this like puddle that's just like left there.
Scared it away. You made it pee itself, and then you scared it away.
Well, it's gone now. It's not going to scare the kids anymore.
It's true, but the kids don't even need to be here. I think I'm gonna do a No, I'm not that. I can't any Faye with that.
You are currently still wearing like a very, very frilly white dress.
I am doing that.
Yeah, with like.
I want my armor back.
Yeah, for Aurum's, like to give you like a little description. Don is not wearing armor. He has his sword, but he's wearing this like Lolita style, very frilly, covered in ribbons and like ruffles and fluff and tulle, like long white dress. But it's embroidered with these like red beads that look like dripping blood.
I'm not one to judge, so.
Okay, yeah.
Just looks nice clothes.
He makes a face. I should have gotten my armor back, but I don't know. While turned back towards the kids, it looked like whatever that was in the corner ran away. You shouldn't be here anyway. We're trying to get you out.
Can you make the others go away?
Other one. Where?
Are they here? And they point to like the other corner where that archway is.
I don't have the mechanical ability to roar, but can I just roar in the room?
Oh,
you can still roar. It's just not your fearful roar thing.
Right.
I was about to say that I'm gonna go
like an intimidation roar or something.
I'm gonna go. So you said that they're in this corner. Are there any other corners that they're in?
Yeah. So now that you know to look for them, you see one there and one there.
Okay. Trying to position myself in the right place to do this. Short rest.
So is Aurum in fact roaring?
Oh yeah, I'm roaring.
Okay, yeah, so you do that, it's very loud, and both of these boggles you can just see the terror plain on their face. These big inky puddles spread out all around them, and one of them like looks like it faints and like falls back and vanishes into the shadows, and then the other one like does a little dive into a shadow and is also gone, leaving these like inky puddles.
Well,
and as you do that,
oh,
the door on the opposite side of the room busts open.
Oh.
As the noise appears to have alerted two tin soldiers that are up on coming out from some sort of like balcony there, who see what is going on. And they are going to attack you immediately, so we can roll initiative.
Did they have eyes? Or they were just based on sound?
Sound, because you roared.
If I had moved as they opened the door, I have silent footsteps because of my shoes.
Okay.
I do think that they have some sort of blind sense, though.
Oh.
They were. I remember being told specifically that when you enter their range, they lock onto you like aggro in a video game.
Okay.
Yeah, they very much do move like that.
Okay. That's fair. I was trying to help myself.
Yeah.
Don was about to use his channel divinity, turn the faceless, to scare them away, but you roared before he could do it.
I'm a lion. It's what I do.
What is there? Okay, they don't have. Okay. For right now, it's just the two of you. What are your initiative rolls?
Oh boy. 14.
7.
Okay. Up first are the tin soldiers. So Yeah.
Over for them, I can attack 2 times now.
Me too. We can fuck them up.
Let me put these back on that. They're gone. This first one is going to stiffly march over to where you are, Aurum. And, yeah, it's gonna punch you.
Punches you, it does like 16 damage.
Does a 13 hit?
The 13 is my armor class.
Okay.
These guys, both of their ACs are like non-existent.
This is gonna be so much fun.
You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
No.
And then it's gonna punch you again.
I thought she's gonna be like, and 20 points of poison damage, which does extra for you.
No, this one definitely hits because it's a 13 on the die. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage from the second punch. As it comes over, it gets you on one side and then on the other, and then the second one is going to rush Dawn and do the same thing.
Dawn didn't make any noise.
They
can see him.
They can tell that he's there.
I tried.
I know you tried, but like I said, they have like aggro range, blind sense or whatever. So now they know
Intruder
when he...
alert. Intruder alert. Does an 8 hit?
No.
Dawn?
No.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Does a 17 hit Dawn?
Normally
no, but this time,
normally
yes.
it wouldn't, but this time it does.
You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as this tin soldier tries to punch you once and then successfully connects with the other fist.
Alright.
And that is their turn. Dawn.
So
Aurum on deck.
Yeah, Don is going to probably put down the doll of himself so he can pull out his shield.
Mm-hmm.
To up his AC by a little bit. And he's just going to make 2 attacks back, because what the fuck?
Go for it.
Yeah. Natural 20?
Yeah. What if I said no?
That'd be fucked up. I'm gonna smite. Second
That would be
level.
really fucked up. That'd be kind of crazy though. That you can't crit these guys. They're made of adamantine.
That'd be really fucked. But yeah, I'm gonna smite second level because I have those now.
Okay.
So that's going to be a lot of d8s.
Okay. Do it.
I hope I don't traumatize these kids for what I'm about
to
do to this soldier.
Is it slashing and radiant would be the 2 types of damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I believe it is magic slash because it's blooming blade. Smite is 2d8, 3d8, and then double. Okay. So, slashing damage first. And 14 slashing damage.
14 slashing damage?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And then the radiant damage is 11. 14. 15.
Is it over 13?
Yes, it's 22 radiant.
Okay, yeah. You obliterate this tin soldier. Like, it literally explodes into pieces. As, like, your sword connects with it and chops off its arm, but then as it's chopping, there's just this, like, burst of, like, a fresh spring wind and, like, dandelions and little weeds and, like, grass poofs up out of the ground around it. And just this, like, flash of light and color and cheerful music. And when it clears, there's just parts of a tin soldier laying on the ground inert and very dead.
Oops. Yeah, that was my first attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna hit again.
Okay.
17 plus stuff.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm not gonna smite on this one. So, 10 slashing.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Minus 10. Okay. Yeah, you're able to carve into the second tin soldier, but it's still standing. Aurum. One of the tin soldiers is obliterated.
All right.
Oh, and at this point, the children have run screaming like into like the other corner. They're over here, just like where this boggle was.
Perfect. All right.
Like as soon as the tin soldiers came in, the kids were like, "I got nothing to do with this."
Yeah.
I'm gonna punch
Do it.
a few times.
Do it.
Oh.
Natural 1 for the first punch.
Nice.
Natural 2 for the second punch.
Okay.
Jamie?
Come on, dude.
26 for the third punch.
That'll hit.
Let me see if I can do anything.
What the wild part is that he's not a monk, and he can just do this.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Crystal's gonna, or Iris is gonna die.
All right, so he's my favorite foe because I hit him.
Okay.
That's gonna be an amount of damage. Where are my dice?
It's gonna be an amount of damage. How much HP does it have?
What a convenient occurrence, because that's exactly how much damage my attack does.
Yeah. Don't look at my features. Favored foe, more like do a death blow.
15 points of bludgeoning damage and 4 points of psychic damage. Is it psychic or is it force? I think it's psychic, right?
I do
Your
need
favored-
clarification on that.
It's psychic. It's
Your-
psychic.
Favored foe is psychic. Yeah.
Okay, so
The
it was
dreadful strike.
15 slashing and 4 psychic?
Yeah.
Okay. You rake your claws across this tin soldier and like rip open its armor as if it's just like a tin can and you're a can opener. And as you're like this like wave of like predatorial energy of your favored foe is like sent to the tin soldier, there is like no brain in there to take psychic damage. It seems as though the tin soldiers are immune to that.
The psychic is the dreadful strikes. The moths.
I misspoke, yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, immune.
But yeah, it's immune to it.
Yeah. So these moths just kind of pass through the tin soldier and nothing happens.
Gotta love
Unfortunately.
missing so
I'm
many
sorry.
times
I'm
across
sorry.
so many sessions.
I'm sorry.
Good.
Is there anything else
Maybe-
you'd like to do?
Cry.
That's a
Maybe
free
the
action.
thing you lost was your luck.
I lost everything apparently.
There is a luck stone floating around this party. There's somebody who has a luck stone. It's definitely not cursed.
I definitely made someone's luck better by giving them that.
Yeah, for sure.
And had a cow.
Isn't it like a negative and negative equals a positive? Like, don't they cancel each other out? Like, is that how it works?
That's how ego defeats evil.
So the cursed luck stone doesn't look like a regular luck stone. A cursed luck stone is like a little hag stone, which is like a
Right.
river rock that gets a hole
Yeah, with a
naturally
hole in
formed in it. So it's like a hag stone. But yeah. Aurum can cry as a free action. And then the tin soldier is gonna punch both of you. One each. Does an 8 hit Aurum?
No.
Okay. Natural 20 on Dawn.
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
1d6.
my
It's 2d6.
God.
You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as
We gotta roll this stupid injury table.
yeah, we will do that.
Like a tap.
We will do it after. We'll do it after the combat. But this tin soldier like goes to do like a swing at Aurum, completely whiffs, but then uses that momentum to like keep spinning and just like uppercuts you.
I help it because I like push his elbow as he's spinning around.
Oh, what in the Elden Ring?
Yeah.
I like dodge it by pushing it, and he just keeps going.
He just keeps going, and it like builds its momentum, and he clocks you.
Fucked up. Ow!
Yeah, 9 points of bludgeoning damage on that one.
Okay.
And I gotta open up that table. Let's see. Okay. Next up is going to be Dawn.
Yeah, he's just gonna fucking swing back. Like he's like holding his face.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, what's my... Okay, dirty 20 to hit.
Yep. Is it possible for you to get less than 2 damage?
No.
Okay, you destroy this one too. If the psychic damage hadn't been something that it's completely immune to, Aurum, you would have killed it, but unfortunately it had 2 HP left. So this one you're able to just like straight up decapitate. And it also falls to the ground in pieces. You did it!
God fucking
Initiative
damn
is
it.
over.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Roll a d20, please.
Okay. 16.
Okay, you get for bludgeoning, severe bruising. You suffer severe bruising over an extensive portion of your anatomy. It's your face and your neck. You know what? You got whiplash from that punch. It's like riding a really old roller coaster and knowing why. And you're like, this is why those 100-year-old roller coasters should probably just get taken down because like this could be permanently damaging.
100-year-old roller coaster. Oh boy!
To get 100-year-old whiplash. Anytime you suffer bludgeoning or force damage, you suffer an additional point of bludgeoning or force damage. The bruising can, things can happen for it.
You when you almost right out there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you probably have an idea of it's bruising.
Yeah.
It heals the way that bruising heals.
Yeah.
Your face is just gonna be really yellow in a couple days, and then it's gonna get that black,
Join the club.
yeah.
The yellow club.
Oh.
Yeah, but his is from, an old bruise, not severe jaundice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really got you good.
Whose fault is that?
I mean, his.
Eh.
I never
again.
aim for the face. I never aim for the face. Ever.
Right.
It's disrespectful.
Uh-huh. Anyway, he likes holding his nose. Anyway. We took care of it. You can come out the... Shit. We're leaving.
Are you okay? That's like a really bad bloody nose.
I'll be fine. It's just... How many points of damage was that again? Like 8?
9, I think.
9. It's just... It'll be fine. I've honestly dealt with worse.
Okay, where's, if we leave, there's another kid who's tried to leave a couple times, and we don't really want to have Granny's dragon, chasing us. Do you know where she is? Oh.
It's super dead.
Cradlefall?
Yeah, we killed the dragon.
All the kids start, cheering. They're like, Cradlefall was so mean!
I have its tooth on a necklace, see?
Whoa!
The evil is defeated!
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, they start cheering. Okay, well then, does Granny know that though? Because Granny's gonna be really, really upset if her pet is dead.
We hurt her to the point she ran away.
All the kids are like, yay! And they're just cheering. Wow, that's awesome. Well, I guess it's okay for us to go.
Yeah, if you go down and out the door and into the forest, there are other kids out there. You'll probably catch up because one of them was a little bit hurt, so he was walking slow.
You know, the goblin girl kind of steps a little closer to you. Do you know if Pud was there?
Pud?
Pud was one of the kids helping the boy who was severely poisoned.
But yeah, Pud was helping the kid who was sick.
Oh, Broader?
Broader, yeah. I healed Broader.
Where did Pud go?
With Broader? Outside. Why?
And the goblin girl turns to like the two gnome children. Is like, I'll catch up with you. I'll meet you in the forest. You guys should go. And the two gnome children like nod and they're like, we're getting out of here. And they start running. And the goblin girl like gestures you to come down to like her level.
Okay, I'll get down on her level.
And she like whispers in her ear, so I know how to sneak into Granny's room, but one time I snuck into her room and I saw Pud talking to her. He was like reporting about all the other kids to her.
Not a betrayer.
But I
Have we
don't.
been in Granny's room yet?
You have not.
How do you get into Granny's room?
I can show you the secret way, but you can't tell Pud about it
I won't.
because he'll tell Granny.
Okay. I look at Dawn. Can we go to the room?
We need to go. Oh, there's another place with more kids to get first, and I need to get my armor back.
Yeah. So at that, we're gonna put a pin in you guys and come back on down to the torture chamber, aka the hag's office. So Saoirse, at this point, like, because you got like all of the little forest critters, there's like 4 or 5 of them in there at this point. If you, oh, hello, rip.
Damn. Fucked up.
Right when it was time.
Hello?
Ah,
There
there
we
you
go.
are. Hi.
I must have hit the mute button on my microphone when I had to take my headphones off.
Hello.
Saoirse had only sent one of them in when we left off.
Yeah.
She was
So
going to slowly increase.
yeah. So you like just leaving one in, like she's not talking, and like basically like you're gonna have to start like introducing more or like changing tactics because she's not. The raccoon is doing its best. And you hear her sneezing in there, but she's like not speaking up yet.
Listen, do you know who I am?
Achoo! Achoo!
Hag.
No. Achoo!
I'm the daughter of the vernal mistress
Achoo!
and the watcher of the winds.
Achoo!
And you're starting to really upset me right now. And you see she starts to shift and her hair turns into that like deep summery green. Her skin gets that like sun-kissed tan and her eyes turn into like a very like bright golden orange. And I'm going to need you to start talking because I don't have a lot of time and I am not going to fall asleep for eternity.
Roll an intimidation check.
I think it's about this time when the thunder and lightning start.
Hell
Outside.
yeah. Yeah, that
Just like a
that's
very
true.
sudden crack. Intimidation. $17.
Okay, yeah, you say that and like in like the room around you, and even though you're not technically in the office, like you know that like also in that room as well as outside, these like heavy storm clouds begin to form, and you hear that like muted roll of thunder, and there's like a flash of white as some lightning strikes. And you hear the sneezing gets like very like like very scared, and she's like, all right, achoo, make the raccoon, achoo, stop, achoo. She's like,
Home first, dear. And you see that she immediately shifts back into her spring. Like, now that she's got what she wants, she's fine.
all right, I will try to recite this poem while I am sneezing. Can you tell it to slow down?
No. I would have been a lot nicer if you'd, agreed before now, but at this point, I think you kind of get what you deserve.
So I'm gonna read the poem, and just imagine that it is broken up severely by a lot of sneezing. But for the sake of like reading it off in a timely fashion, she says, 8 cats perch atop 8 dead attending. 8 lizards flee from 8 rats scavenging. 8 toads climbing meet 8 dead and falling. 8 snakes sneak under 8 bats screaming. 8 eyes open, always dreaming, all on the cauldron that is ever seeming. Which I will copy pasta for you. And put it into lore dumps.
Alright, so all I need is that, the horn, and the cauldron, and, we can wake her up. Yes?
Achoo! Yes, that's achoo! How you would do it.
Alright then, I suppose we're done here. You want some candy?
No.
Alright.
Is the raccoon staying in there and
Oh, yeah.
continuing to do that?
Oh yeah, for sure. She made me angry.
Can you achoo! Tell the raccoon achoo to stop running with her shins?
I could.
You
Do you have
bitch.
more to offer?
Achoo! You lousy court bitch! Achoo!
Oh, thank you.
Achoo! You think your court matters? Achoo!
It
It doesn't. Achoo!
Matters more than you do. Good day.
Achoo! My sisters and I, achoo, are gonna tear your courts down.
No, they can try.
But yeah, so there she is.
We'll just skip cheerfully towards my.
And
companions.
those animals last for like an hour, right?
Oh yeah, they do.
Oh yeah, that raccoon is about to be so buff. But only on
It's
one
not
side.
A real raccoon. It's like a fey spirit raccoon. So
Technically, yeah, true. But yeah, so you have the poem now. So for Ego and for Clover, as you're kind of like approaching the scene here, Saoirse is like talking with Skabatha, and then you see her hair like changes, and you guys also hear that like thunder and everything. And as you're like coming up here, you hear that poem recited, and Saoirse turns back to being pink and green.
oh yeah, she was only green for like a moment.
Yeah.
Just long enough to, get the point across.
Okay. Yeah.
But there you are.
I was going to check and see how Bavlorna was. I still hear her sneezing,
Oh yeah.
so she's taken care of.
Oh, did you want me to kill her? I thought this was kind of bad enough, but if you want me to kill her, I suppose we could do that.
No. Don't see a point. I was going to ask her a question, but
Oh, she's in a very good answering mood right now. I still have 4 of these creatures I haven't sent in there yet.
all right. Well, I look at Clover and I'll say, I'm just going to see if I can get an answer to my question, and then we can all go
Yeah,
after those two.
Of course. I'm gonna just like kind of turn my back so I can like face outward to like kind of give him like space. And I'm gonna activate detect magic again just to make sure no one invisible comes up on us.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely do that. Let me check something.
She's a little scaredy cat right now.
Let me see something. Yeah, so within 30 feet, like if you are where your token is on the map right now, or any closer to the door, so the detect magic, you're definitely picking up magic in that room that Bavlorna is in.
Okay.
You are getting like some oh my god. Please load. That very like bright sky blue color that you know is abjuration magic on a couple of like the books that you can see.
Hmm.
And there's something else that like is just outside of your range of vision, so it's like it's almost like seeing the wavies on like a hot highway. There isn't something tangible there, but like you know if you were to go further in like into the room proper with your magic eyes on, that there's something else in there. You just can't see anything about it.
I think I'll chance it and just like sweep the room while Ego's doing. And if it's like a threat, I'll let Ego know, and if it's not, I'll back off.
Okay. So when you go in, you notice that there appear to be a number of books that have an aura of abjuration around them. You would see that there is this, as a reminder, in this room, there's like all of the bookshelves, and then built into one of the bookcases, there's this like tall oval mirror in a wooden frame.
Yeah.
And you're definitely getting something off of that. I think it would be. Let me double check something.
Like divination?
I think it's conjuration magic.
Ooh, okay.
So it's kind of this like sunset golden yellow color coming off of the mirror. There's also on the little desk, like right.
Yeah, that's
Right
kind of
there.
what my concern was. Yeah.
So you're getting like a couple pings from in the desk of like, one is kind of like very faint evocation, and then there's one that like is kind of divination, but not in a way that you have ever experienced before. So like you're getting a little bit of that like red evocation, but then this other thing has that kind of wispy gray color, but like not normal. But I believe those are the only magical things that you see. No invisible things yet.
Okay. At a character question, can you remind me what Dove's object was?
Yeah, Dove's object is like a pipe.
Okay. I think I'm gonna risk it and go towards the desk. I will mentally connect with Ego. She can't respond, but I'll give her, like, that's abjuration, that's this. Like, I'll give Ego, like, the heads up, like, what's what. So we're not caught unaware if something pops off.
Okay.
And I will go check that out while Ego does their thing.
Okay, yeah, so Ego, what would you like to do? Clover is sweeping the room and sends you a mental note that there's a couple magical things in here.
Okay. I like make note of all of the places where they are in the room.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to just go to Bavlorna.
Okay. She's just
and
sitting
I'm just
there.
I'm going to say
Sneezing.
Hello, Bavlorna. Do you remember me?
Unfortunately. Achoo!
I know. Things have not been very good for you since we met. I have a
Achoo!
question.
What?
Firstly, what exactly are you and your sisters hoping to gain? What are you trying to do? From hag to hag daughter.
That's an interesting question. Um, there's like a little bit of a spark in her eye as you say that. Like the first time that she like looks like a little bit alive. And she says, "Oh, what indeed? Achoo! It's too bad you don't know. Achoo! But we could make a deal. Achoo! I suppose. Achoo! Information for stopping the Widdershins. Achoo!
I'm not in control of the Widdershins.
But do you know the one who is?
If by no you mean we've spoken twice.
And can you convince her to make it stop?
I don't know. I don't know her well enough.
Achoo!
I could try.
I think I'd rather that you did it instead of trying. Achoo! After all, achoo! A hag's daughter ought to be powerful enough, achoo! To do it. Achoo! Unless you're some sort of nobody.
I don't think that you should be worrying about my power right now. I'll move on to the second question. Just tell me if you even know the answer. Where would I find Baba Yaga?
Why?
Oh. Well, now we both have a question of why. How convenient. Perhaps a different deal then. I will tell you what I need from Baba Yaga, and you tell me what your sisters are trying to accomplish here in Prismere.
Can you repeat that? My brain completely short-circuited. And
Basically, different proposal. I'll tell you what I need from Baba Yaga if you tell me what your sisters are trying to accomplish in Prismere. A Y for a Y. Now, doesn't that seem fair?
Only fair if I'm achoo, not stuck here achoo, sneezing.
I believe that this little critter here is not going to be here forever. It is a magical creation, after all. But it could last longer than it needs to. Saoirse seems to be... I just think that Saoirse is looking quite fresh in her magical ability.
Roll a persuasion check. And you can do it with advantage.
Yippee! Yippee! Persuasion at advantage. 22.
Fine. And she spits into her hand and holds it out to you for a shake. And
Yeah,
it's like this nasty, like straight mucus loogie.
Yeah, I spit into my hand and I do it.
Yeah, and you feel like as your hand like absorbs her saliva and her hand absorbs your saliva, and you feel this like your palm feels a little stiff after doing that. She says, "Fine. Achoo! Achoo! A deal is struck.
I'll go first, since I did offer. My mother calls me something known as the Harbinger of Sorrow. I seek Baba Yaga to defy my fate.
Harbinger of sorrow.
That is what I was told.
And
I
why
was to
Baba
be-
Yaga? She is quite powerful, but why not, oh, a mortal god or something or someone else? Baba Yaga is very hard to find.
Oh, is she as hard to find as a mortal god?
Gods wish that they had Baba Yaga's power.
She is the mother of mothers. Something that I think at least we could have in common. I would prefer to go to her to help me than ask the aid of some god that I've never worshipped nor cared to.
Interesting. She's like, oh man. Oh man, okay, yeah, that's whew. Okay. So then she would say,
Ego doesn't know the name of a single god.
yeah, that's true.
I don't think.
Yeah. So she's definitely like got that spark back in her. And she actually, like, as you're explaining this, will like slowly get up and you hear her like joints creaking and her skin cracking and like popping as like her dry like outer husk shell of skin just like starts peeling away because she hasn't moved for so long. And she
that's so gross.
she uncurls her body, and like when she's standing up, like she's very tall. She's like 8 feet tall and has these like 2 long limbs, and like she has her like head cocked and her jaw hanging open, and both of her eyes, which are normally going in all different directions, are like locked on you. And she's looking down at you and says, "You wish to know why?" And she's sneezing. I can't do it.
I know. You wish to know why.
You wish to know why my sisters and I have conspired against her, Zybilna?
Yes.
Because there's no reason that an adopted daughter of Baba Yaga should become more powerful than 3 of her true children. And so we conspired against our sister. Her power should belong to us. So when you ask, do I know where Baba Yaga is? Indeed I do. She's my mother.
I had thought. So, Zybilna is an adopted daughter.
Unfortunately.
And she was given Prismere?
She carved it out for herself.
It would seem that the mother of mothers would appreciate one who carves something themselves rather than take it out of jealousy and deception.
The mother of mothers is jealousy and deception. She is the look of hatred in an old woman's eye when she realizes that a younger woman has surpassed her in beauty. She is ancient knowledge, powerful, to be feared. The riders of dawn and dusk and night answer to her call. Baba Yaga does not care what happens between her daughters. Only that we continue on.
How's that going for you?
She doesn't say anything. She just, squints her eyes at you. I see you have my staff.
It's a nice staff.
Why don't you give that back, pup?
I am no pup, as I've already said before.
Young, naive. What power you think you wield is a drop in the bucket compared to myself, my sisters, our mother. Even Zybilna could wish you away in the blink of an eye. You have no power. You don't even know where Baba Yaga is, but I do.
And I will. Your cup runneth over. You do not have any more water to have. You think that I am but a drop today, I will be an ocean tomorrow. The power that I will have?
How noble. You're quite the dreamer.
I can also be quite a nightmare.
Now you sound a little bit more like a hag. What other deals would you strike?
How do I get to her?
And what do you offer for that information?
You seem like you want your staff back.
Perhaps.
Like I said, it's a very nice staff, Bavlorna. I tap it on the wood, make all the little glass pieces jingle.
If I tell you how to reach her, would you give me my staff back?
If I'm given very, very clear instructions. Yes.
Mm. I can give you clear instructions. A hag would understand them.
Then that will suffice.
She spits into her other hand and holds it out.
I spit into the same hand and hold it upside down.
So, you're going to give her her staff back if she tells you clear instructions on how to get to Baba Yaga?
I'm thinking it over in my head for how I could be deceived on this.
Yeah, you hear in your head, please be careful. She's rifling through the desk, just listening.
You hear Aurum in the back of your mind. Absorb her. Absorb her.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how to absorb her.
Use the staff.
Swallow.
Channel your energy. You are despair.
Return the slab.
Return
Return the slab.
I don't see how I can be. I'm not immediately seeing a deception that can happen. I know she'll think of something.
I mean,
She will
I don't
tell
know
me.
what if she just immediately attacks you after she tells you.
She's sending you to death. You'll see Baba Yaga in death. Baba Yaga's inside of you.
I want you to tell me how you would get to Baba Yaga.
How I would get to Baba Yaga. An acceptable trade. That for my staff. And then you shake.
I go to shake, and I like pull back a little bit, which you cannot wield against me. Or my friends.
Fine.
She really wants that.
So
stuff.
you would notice that like after you had shaken hands with her the first time, like the skin on your hand dried up and formed this like hard shell, but you guys actually in that moment after completed your deal, so this like piece of skin just like falls off of your palm. And then you go and shake, and then another.
Yeah, I just pull that. I pull that off like a latex glove and drop that.
Yeah, the palm of your hand gets like ashy, very gross. But you can shake, and the bargain is struck. How I would get to Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga lives in the far away, in her dancing hut. Beyond the thrice 9 kingdoms in the 30th realm, beyond the fiery river, lives the Baba Yaga.
Okay.
I will put that into your dumps.
Thank you.
We got it. We know what that means. It's good.
I will go over to the opposite wall and lean her staff against it.
Okay. Are you like doing anything? You're just like putting it down and like. Because she's gonna basically she's gonna go get it.
Yeah.
Like, immediately. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I made a deal. I don't wanna. I said I would give it back. Ego is pretty good about deals.
And then I elbow drop her and I steal it again.
Oh God. So yeah, she will like reach out her hand and the staff will like drag towards her and she'll grab it. And she looks it over and like she looks at one of the little shards of glass. I see you have a spell going right now. Perhaps I should end it and see what happens. Is this illusion magic?
I don't think that would be very beneficial to me and my friends, Bavlorna.
And yet I wouldn't be wielding my staff against you.
Maybe not. Maybe.
She pulls that little like piece of the mirror off and she begins to like walk out of the room, and as she passes you, she like puts the little shard in your hand. She's like still sneezing, but she's like trying to make her way basically like out. She would like to leave the premises if anyone is gonna stop her. But the spell is still going. And you can feel that, like, the concentration, basically, that little shard is acting as, like, a spell focus, so you still have that illusion spell going on Pincushion.
Okay.
But, go ahead.
I'll just say something to her as she goes, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ego will say, I do believe that we are kin.
Well, of course we are. All hags are.
Should I have been calling you Auntie?
What do you mean?
You never asked me about my mother. And I put the little shard in my little pocket.
No, I didn't. Nor do I particularly care, but I can tell by looking at you, you're no daughter of Baba Yaga.
It's true, I don't share a lot of looks with you.
She gives you this, like, too wide grin with her froggy mouth, and you can see, like, the skin on her lips is, like, cracking and, like, billowing as she, like, inhales and exhales. And she's just got, like, little bugs that, like, crawl out of her mouth.
Sick.
Yeah, she's gross. But, so for Clover in the room, this whole exchange happens, and Bavlorna gets up and is starting to, like, vacate for Saoirse. So your raccoon is still running, and this makes it, like, it's gonna take Bavlorna, like, a long time to leave because of, like, the Widdershins that's happening. Are you leaving that up and basically making her wait to leave, or are you letting her go?
Girl, unless
You're making her wait?
Yeah. Unless somebody tells me to drop it. You're just a little bit petty. She's like, you made me pull my trump card out, and I'm gonna make you pay for it. So
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't believe I agreed saying that I had to
Yeah,
stop
that's true,
that.
you didn't. Yeah.
So,
You did
sneeze, bitch.
a different deal. So yeah, so then
I'm not
while
like
you
having
guys,
the raccoon chase her, but you know.
yeah, while you guys are, like, here in the study, then Bavlorna will also be in there, and she's just kind of, like, waiting for her allergy attack to end. She's starting to get, like, little hives, like, on her arms and things. But, like, she occasionally basically just, like, comes up and, like, behind like one of you and is just being, like, gross and creepy. Just, like, literally breathing down your neck. And you can just, like, hear her, like, raspy, mucusy wheezing. And she stinks like swamp water. But she's hanging out in the room. What would you guys like to do?
I'm looking through that desk.
Yes, you are. Thank you for reminding me. So, you open up that desk, and as you look inside of it, like this roll top, the little bit of evocation magic, you see there's this, like, black feathered quill, and it has this kind of, like, ivory colored tip that you realize is, like, probably like a small bone that has been carved into, like, a pen nib. And that pen is, like, giving off evocation magic. You would also see that there's this tiny, like, clockwork toad in the desk. It's not necessarily giving off any kind of, like, magic. And then you see that there is this, like, varnished human eyeball that is inside the lower half of a small hourglass. And that hourglass hangs like a pendant from a necklace made of woven hair. And that is the thing that's giving off weird sort of divination, but, like, not normal magic. And I think we're gonna take a little 5 to 7 minute breaky break there with the eyeball.
Yeah,
'Cause I gotta
good
clean
idea.
up some laundry.
My food's almost here, so that's good timing.
But we'll be back in a couple minutes.
Alrighty. BRB fam. Welcome back.
Damn.
It's because I'm what?
You'll never know. The world may never know. Anyway, we're back. Here we are. We're playing D&D.
Dungeons and Dragons.
So,
Dungeon and Dragon.
Clover, you have just found in this desk this like human eyeball that has been varnished and is in this like little hourglass that is then like hanging from like a pendant made of human hair. And then also the black feathered quill and a little tiny clockwork toad.
I don't think I have anything. I'll just give Ego a mental nudge. Do you know what these things are? This thing's really creepy. This little eyeball thing giving me weird divination, but not divination.
Is this a hag's eye?
This is a hag's eye. You know exactly what this is. Yeah, you don't even need to roll for it because of who/what you are. So this is a hag eye, which is it's made from a real eye. That a hag will typically fit into like something like jewelry or like a wearable item so that they can carry it around. A lot of times a hag eye will be left with like a minion. Or actually you probably carried your mother's hag eye a lot.
Probably,
because,
yeah.
Any hag in a coven can take an action to see what the hag eye sees, as long as they're on the same plane of existence. Let's see. There's typically only ever like one for like a hag or like a coven.
Yeah.
And if it's destroyed, like there's a whole big ritual that they have to do to like make a new one. And actually, I think I may have overlooked this when describing Granny Nightshade. But Granny Nightshade only has one eye.
Missing an eye.
Yeah, she's missing an eye.
I think I saw it in the art though.
Yeah, I think it might be in the art, but I might have overlooked that describing her because it's not like explicitly stated in her description, but it's like elsewhere, I'm pretty sure. So but yeah, that's a hag eye. You know what that is.
Yeah, Ego will just say it's a ritual item, artifact. It's called a hag's eye. It allows any member of the coven to see through it.
I'm just gonna shut the lid back on it. Like, no thanks.
Destroying it would be quite a big blow to them. It seems like it might have been made of Nightshade's eye.
How would that?
They would all need to come together and perform a ritual to remake one.
Like, the more Clover thinks about it, like, the more, like, poofy she gets. She's like, ooh, I don't like it.
Yeah, Ego, you would also know that, like, to destroy a hag eye, like, it's not necessarily, like,
It's not simple.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but, like, it's a... When you say that it would be a big blow to them, like, that's also literal. Like, it's, like, physically damaging to a coven to lose their eye. Or to just a hag to lose her hag eye.
Yeah.
Like, your mother would have told you that if you ever lost her hag eye, the both of you would go blind.
Oh, damn.
It physically weakens them, Clover.
Oh.
Hurts them. It is a part of them. It's connected to their life force. I could destroy it.
Maybe best to wait for the right moment.
it is a very good bargaining chip, but the trade-off is that they can see through it. So if we take it with us, they can watch us. But if we have it, they will want it. Probably.
Pavlorna's like listening to all of this. And she's just like, what? She's like,
She's not wrong.
Right? Right? Yeah.
Her reaction's pretty telling, though.
It's not her eye. Then.
It's not her eye. So
It's not her eye. She's got both her
it
eyes.
might not hurt the whole coven. It might just hurt Woodpecker.
Woodpecker.
I think it's a little complicated because hags don't like each other, but they do work together. So it's like
That's
she's not
true.
really it could be bad, but it's also like, one, it's not her eye, and two, like, she also doesn't like her sisters even if she's working with them because hags never get along. So
Yeah.
it's like, it'd be kind of funny.
I think in your mind, like she sees like Pavlorna like responding to you saying that out loud. She's like, I'll defer to you on that one, and this seems like this is your territory if you know how. I don't want to touch it.
Well, my business with Pavlorna is done. And this seems to be the property of Nightshade. Looks at Pavlorna.
Oh my god.
it's just like looking at you, sneezing.
I'm a little bitch. I'll take it.
Are you gonna be a little bitch? Hell yeah.
You could take it. She can't, you know.
Are you taking the quill too?
The quill had what on it?
It's like a
Minor
black.
evocation.
Yeah.
It's like a black feather quill made with a tip made out of bone. And it gives off like a little bit of evocation.
Yeah. I'll take a couple of those. I'll take it all. I will identify it later. But
I was
the thing is,
hoping. Sorry.
Nightshade is still somewhere.
Yeah. I was hoping I could find a dove's pipe in there.
When we get all the kids, we can do a thorough look for the pipe. Or maybe we can ask the kids if they've seen it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But we three, Saoirse, you and I and Clover, we should all try. Let's try and get back to Dawn and Aurum, because I'm realizing we should never have sent them alone anywhere with each other.
Do you think they're fighting right now?
Victoria, while they
With each
were
other,
doing
most
all
def-
of this, Saoirse has been trying to figure out how to eat the candy.
Oh, honey. Oh, honey.
I think
Ow.
she's
Baby girl.
holding the bowl.
Ow.
I'm pretty sure it's like shellacked onto the bowl, so I think she's trying to like figure out how it could be eaten.
Yeah, like it like hardens after a time because you've been kind of doing the like interrogation and everything, and then this was all happening. So like if you turn the bolt upside down, nothing comes out.
And I can't like
roll-
scoop it.
Roll an intelligence check.
Oh,
I'm
baby
so
girl.
good.
Flat intelligence check.
Yeah, that's a -1. I just.
Oh,
need
baby
to-
I
girl.
believe in you.
Oh,
I
just
believe
the
in you.
-1, huh?
Yeah, but here comes the natural 20.
I don't think so. Oh wait, that's a. Oh, it's actually better than I thought. I thought it was a 5, but it's actually a 15. So that's
Nice.
a 14.
Yeah, you're like holding the bowl, and you know your first thought is to like you wish you could like pinch some of it off and pop it in your mouth, or like you wish that you could like hold it in your hand like a lollipop, and then you're like, wait, a lollipop? I'm just gonna
I can just
lick it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna lick the. I'm gonna fully just stick my face in the bowl and lick it.
okay. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, honey, baby girl.
Okay. Well, on the plus side, that's a +1.
Okay.
On the minus side, that is actually a 5 this time. So that's a total of 6.
Okay.
Huh?
Has anyone seen that episode of SpongeBob where he like licks something one time and then his whole body shrivels?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the snail food that he made. It's
Yeah,
like the food that he makes. Yeah.
The Gary like snail food. And he was, yeah. So that's basically like kind of like it's this candy. It smells and tastes primarily like just like char, like burnt. It has a little bit of that sweetness of like sugar, but like there's also you're realizing that like some of the cream that you put into this like kind of curdled, so it has a little bit of a sour smell. But more than that, like it's very sulfurous. Like it tastes like you're eating a fart, like a smoky sweet fart. And the unfortunately did not pass the con save. You also cut your tongue on a piece of glass. So now there's blood in your mouth.
I throw it. I just throw it.
Yeah.
No.
Yep, you throw it, the glass just like smashes
bad
against
candy.
the wall.
I grab the recipe and I just burn it. Just burn it. This recipe is terrible.
Some of your like little critters go over and like start like eating it, and then they all start throwing up.
So Saoirse's now got like blood like dripping down her chin.
Yeah, you take 1 point of damage from cutting your tongue on a shard of glass.
Nice.
But hey, at least you didn't swallow it. If you had not won, you probably would have swallowed it. Is there anything else that Saoirse would like to do before we hop back over to Dawn and Aurum?
I guess probably just on the way to Dawn and Aurum, but I don't think she's gonna do anything specific while like the two of them are like messing around in the room.
Okay, so okay. Let me hop back over then to Dawn and Aurum, and then we will have everybody like reconvene. So, gentlemen. Also, sorry if there's like washing machine noises in the background. It's literally right over there. I can't do much about that. This tin soldier's dead as fuck. And the little goblin girl, Yvelda, told you that she knows a secret way into Granny's bedroom.
Is the secret way here? Or is it somewhere else?
I gotta get my page back open for this area because I somehow closed all of my tabs for Loomlurch. Textile. Okay. Yeah. Actually, the secret way into Granny's room, it's actually in there, and she points to like the little archway.
All right, where is it?
Well, and she like toddles over there with her like little goblin legs. And you can see that this is like a storeroom beyond this archway. And she points to like the little window that's in here. Well, if you just like climb out this window, and then if you can see there's all these branches that are growing out here. You have to climb along all of these branches. So they're basically branches that go from, so you guys are in L12, which is above L11. The branches go over the kitchen, which is L13. So they're like above that. And then she would say, and then there's like a windowsill way over there, and you just hop onto that windowsill. You just have to be like really good at like jumping and climbing, but like I'm really good at that. So you just kind of go over there. And sometimes I would sit on the windowsill and like listen, and sometimes I heard Pud in there telling Granny the things that were going on.
Okay, yeah.
Hey,
Dawn.
I'm not doing that in this. Like I said, we can go tell everyone else about it because it's probably important. but I need to go back and get my armor.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I could be really sneaky. Because I'm pretty good at being sneaky. And I could like make a little bit of rope to make it easier. Like take some rope and like tie it. I can climb up there.
Make rope, we still need to get everyone though.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also there are kids back in the area that where my armor is that we can get out as well. So might as well just meet back up with everyone and tell them what's going on.
Yeah, also I just had a quick question for you because I was not really paying attention. Pud? Did Pud leave?
I'm pretty sure Pud left, yeah.
Yeah, Pud was the boy that you found with the poisoned dwarf.
All right, but I'm just trying to make sure he didn't like turn around and come back.
I didn't see
went
him.
out there. Yeah, he went out to the forest.
Okay. Yeah, let's just wait right here. They're gonna come get us, right?
I suppose they know where we are, yeah. We could also just go out in the main area where everyone is and make it easier.
I mean, if you want. This is safe, though. We killed the soldiers.
More could come back in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They kind of out there, unless they got beat up by the, you know.
All right, yeah, let's go downstairs. I don't want to fight any more of those.
Yeah. Come along. We'll, like, hold a hand out for the girl.
Okay, yeah, and she'll come down with you, and the two little gnome children are down there waiting, so you guys can, like, show them where to go in the forest if you'd like.
Yeah.
And they will run off in that direction and gather up there. But yeah, so are you guys waiting in that portrait room, or Dawn, are you going to go get your armor out of L9?
I'm gonna go get my armor.
Okay, yeah, because it'll take some time to, like, put it on.
You need to
Dawn
your
needs to
armor.
don his armor.
Can I help? Can I help him don his armor? To make it faster?
Sure. Are you going with him to the room?
Yeah.
God, Don's portrait was, like, all upside down. Okay. What did I do to him? Alright, so I put you guys over there. So when you return to this room, Dawn, you see that there's that, like, plump little halfling boy and the fluffy, like, bugbear child, and they're, like, still sewing, but you can see that they're, like, whispering to each other, and the animated carpet, like, is still just kind of prancing around the room, but you can see, like, in its little tassels, it has grabbed, like, one of your little pauldrons and, like, maybe, like, I don't know, the neck protector on, like, your plate armor, or whatever that piece is called. And so it has, like, a couple pieces of your armor, and it's just, like, jingling them around and trying to, like, annoy the children. But, yeah. So they see you come back in, and they, like, look at each other, and they both look at you kind of wide-eyed. Yeah, that word. I still don't know how to pronounce that, Iris. Is it a gorget?
Gorget.
Gorget? I don't... Yeah. That thing.
It's Gorget, yeah.
Are we fighting that rug?
We might have to. But I would like to put my armor on first. It's a rug.
But it has your armor, Dawn.
Oh, it does?
It has
It's holding a couple pieces of your armor, yeah. Your gorget, and, like, one of your little shoulder pauldrons, and, like, maybe, like, a little glove. And it's just, like, clanking them around.
Yeah. Give me those back.
You say that to the rug?
Yeah.
the rug kind of like prances over to you and begins clanging the pieces in your face like really loud.
Go grab for them.
Okay, roll a dexterity check. We will do
Why?
a little contested. That's a natural 1 for the rug, so as long as you don't also nat 1.
14.
Yeah, you reach out and the rug like looks like it tries to sort of hop back, but it trips over its own tassels and like flops to the ground in a pile, and all of your pieces of armor go clattering to your feet.
Dumb bitch.
And the rug gets up and you call it a dumb bitch and it like wilts.
Oh,
And it's just like, and then it'll slowly wander over and like curl up.
Hey.
It's doing the, you know, in like an anime when somebody's like sad and they curl up and they're just like drawing.
Yeah.
The rug goes and does that over there with a tassel.
He like makes a face and he's like, "I'll grow up. Don't step into the kitchen if you can't handle the heat." I'll start putting it back on.
Yeah, like the rug like flips its head back and looks at you, and then just continues like being sad in the corner.
Whatever.
hey, Dodd, do we have to get those kids out of there?
Yes, we do. Oh, put on my armor. You can.
Here, let me help you put on your armor.
Yeah.
Lift your arm. Lift your arm up.
No, the other arm.
Oh my. Whatever. Yeah. Stop. But yeah, he'll put his armor back on.
Okay. Yeah, you can do so, and I think it's like normally 10 minutes, but you can cut it to like 5 probably. I know that dawning takes a while.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes, but 5 if you have someone to help.
Hell yeah. So you can do it in 5. You're back to being a tin can boy.
Yippee!
Yippee! Oh, did you grab your wooden doll? From where you had yeeted it? Okay.
You definitely wouldn't have left that anywhere.
Okay, I figured.
So we just have to go grab the kids and take them out of there. What do we?
Yep. Basically, just have to tell them that it's time for them to go, and we're here to save them, etc., etc.
Okay. Hey guys, we're getting you out of here. We killed the dragon. Granny's gone for a little while. Let's go.
The children look very excited when you say that, and at the same time, the sad rug in the corner like whips around and like
Sit.
sees you going to approach the children and like gets up,
Bad rug. Bad.
and
Sit.
starts like hopping towards you.
Hey, bud, you don't want to do this. He'll like.
we don't want to hurt you, rug. You've been too nice.
Stand down. Stop resisting. Please don't do this. I don't
Roll
want
a
to fight the rug.
you guys can roll a persuasion check, either each of you or one of you with advantage.
Your persuasion's probably better than mine. I have a +6.
I have a +7.
Okay. Take it.
Oh, good. We need a better advantage. Oh, that is a 16 at advantage because I rolled a 9.
Okay. The rug like goes like it's gonna start like grabbing one of you, and you guys just start yelling at it, and it like cowers back and like begins to like shrink down in fear as you're like yelling it down, and it's just like shaking.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, good job. We really told him.
You really just bullied a rug.
Yeah.
I was having a depressive moment.
Well, it was bullying kids, so I don't really feel bad.
But the little halfling boy and the bugbear girl will hop down from their sewing stations. And the halfling boy will like run over and give probably like hug you guys, like, and he's so little. He's like hugging like your leg. And then the bugbear girl, like, she runs over, but she also like looks at the carpet in the corner and is like, "Meh," and like makes a face at it. But yeah, the children
All right.
will they'll come with you.
Yeah, we'll round them up and go back to where everyone else is.
So are you sending them to like the forest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Wendell, the little halfling boy, will run off to the forest, and then Roth, the bugbear girl, starts to run off, and then she turns around. She's like, "Oh yeah," and she like reaches under her clothing and pulls out this like little pouch, and will hand it over to you guys. Thanks for saving us.
Well, what's in the pouch?
Some kind of dust.
We'll figure it out later. Thanks a
I
lot.
stole it.
Stealing
You're
is
welcome.
good.
Where'd you steal it from?
You should always steal from people in higher positions than you.
I mean, there's a cupboard. There's like all kinds of cupboards, and there's a lot of stuff in there. And sometimes, stuff just goes missing.
Cool. Thanks for the dust.
Yeah. I accidentally dropped some on a fork, and it just kind of turned to dust. So be careful.
Dust of dusting.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Bye. And then she
Bye.
she scampers off into the woods.
Dust that turns things into dust.
But yeah, so the rug is crying in the corner. Pincushion in her new pixie plushy body, I believe is like in the kitchen with Sow Pig, thinking that Granny is there doing like cleaning up. So then for Ego and Clover and Saoirse, so you guys are like in the study. There's those books on the wall. Some of them are magic, but you found the Hag Eye, and Bevlorna has been neutralized. What would you guys like to do? And I believe that Aurum and Dawn are probably... Are you guys looking for the rest of the party once you get the kids squared away?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Total regroup.
Clover, I just wanted to say I'm really sorry for making you cry earlier. If you don't like the unicorns, I can make you something else.
No, those were happy tears. I was
Happy.
they're just so tiny and cute, and you gave them to me.
Well, yeah, because we're friends.
Yeah, it made me really
And
happy.
that's what you do when you're like friends with people and like you like people. You get them things. That's why I gave Ego those mushrooms, because they like mushrooms.
I like look over her shoulder at Ego, like
Well, more like under her arm, because
under her arm.
you're just 7 feet tall.
That's true. I'm fucking short.
I was given mushrooms.
Yeah, it was a box of mushrooms I found.
Oh, that's really smart.
I haven't figured out what to get Don yet, because he doesn't like me very much. So, but I'll figure it out.
Dawn's going through a lot right now.
Or
He just missed like Yule with his family for the first time, and I think he's just hurting but doesn't know how to express it.
Oh yeah, there was a whole conversation. It was great. Back and forth with Eo and Don, and I very much enjoyed it. But
Wait, what?
it wasn't.
You guys are fighting now?
No, it wasn't a fight. It was just.
No, she's looking at Ego.
What happened?
I made popcorn.
Oh,
Dawn said that I don't change or try or succeed
Oh.
in trying to change or try.
he said that?
Don't learn from my mistakes.
Oh, he said a lot of things, but that's one of them.
Why? What happened?
He almost died again.
Oh,
Like,
and he blames you for that?
no. I just don't. Try or succeed in doing better.
At not dying? I mean, you're all dying. You're mortal.
Well,
And that's not
That's
fair
sort
to
of a thing
say.
that you all do.
well, Clover,
Ego.
we keep trying to get Dawn to. I'm just saying, by the way, this is a great time for Dawn to start overhearing this conversation and be just out of eyesight.
Right. Peeking
I will
around the
continue,
corner
though.
like, oh shit.
I will continue though, and I will say, Clover, I know none of us are from here, but we keep trying, you and I, and Dove, when she was here, we have a different kind of connection here. It may not be where we were born, but it changed us. Meanwhile, Dawn was born here, but he doesn't have a connection to the Feywild. And we keep trying to force him to be like a Fey. And like he is, but he's really not.
I'm not. Does he think I'm trying to force him to do something he doesn't want to do?
No. Honestly, I mean, you didn't really come up in the conversation.
But
it's more.
So because you're a hag and you have more connections to things, he's upset that you're not doing better?
No, mate, no. I said
Ego.
that I don't care
That's
about
not true.
things in the same way.
Of course, everybody's different. And to be honest, we're all kind of just figuring it out. We lost something important to each of us. That changed us whether we wanted to or not, whether we're Fae or not.
Yeah.
And trying and failing is not a bad thing. At least we're trying.
No, I don't think that's what he meant. I think we just keep throwing ourselves to the whimsy and randomness of the Feywild and go with the punches and live how we know people live here, and we're not respecting the fact that that's not how Dawn lives. He doesn't go with the flow. He doesn't just let things roll off his back. He doesn't agree with randomness and whimsy. It's not in his nature. And we all thought that we needed to adapt because this is where we are. But we're not acknowledging where he's from. We could have a few more rules.
Rules?
A bit more precaution. A bit more not doing the same things and expecting different outcomes, even if that's what's more likely going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm trying not to get too involved, but a change in adaptability and flexibility and metamorphosis is kind of my whole thing. So
Right, but so we all get that. We're all like trees and flowers, and Don's like a rock.
He's very grey. His aura is grey.
No. No, I
Well,
mean,
yes.
he's solid. He isn't going to change day by day. He is who he is. And if you were going to change a rock, you would have to chisel it. And if you chisel a rock, you're
Not
breaking
necessarily.
off parts of it.
Water can do
Okay,
that. Erosion.
but that's
And
the
wind.
same thing.
Wind.
But to change a rock is to take away from it.
Not necessarily.
Yes, necessarily.
It can
Look,
also
I
be
don't have-
lava. You
It
can
can
melt it
turn
into
into-
lava.
You melt it into
Look.
lava, or turn into dust and dirt.
That's okay. This is
Still
the
wrong.
thing. Dawn isn't a metaphor, and Dawn isn't a simile, and Dawn isn't a rock, and Dawn isn't a plant, and Dawn isn't a flower. Dawn is Dawn,
Mm.
and I don't feel like we're accepting that Dawn is Dawn.
Do you really feel that way?
About what?
Do you think we're not accepting you as you? Is that really how you feel?
Might have misinterpreted. I'm not very good with people. I'm not very good with people, Clover. I might
sorry.
have misinterpreted.
It's not black and white like that.
I mean, I don't think any of us are who we actually are.
I am.
I didn't really step into this with. So let's circle back around to why we're here.
Not Corpo. Let's circle back, Speak. Let's put a pin in that.
Let's put a pin in that and let's circle back around and go over
Let's
our
circle back
core
around with the
values.
team and have a really good huddle about our strategy and how we're moving forward as a team and growing
Look.
together.
Look,
We're a family.
I'm trying to brute force something that I'm not capable of. And that's kind of what got me here in the first place. I came to the carnival because I thought, hey, if I went back to the same place I sort of had fun as a child, maybe I could brute force myself into being able to do that again. That spoiler, it didn't really work. But obviously we found out that the problem goes a little bit deeper than me just falling out of love with being a kid. I'm being put into situations that I am physically incapable of adapting to. And I'm sure that there are moments where all of you are taking in the sights and sounds and enjoying things that are wonderful because they are wonderful or wondrous. And it doesn't happen to me. I'm too busy thinking about, I have to think about other things that make it impossible to look on the bright side or indulge in a little fun or appreciate platitude, because I take them for what they are. They're platitudes. They can't mean anything to me at the current. And he kind of like hoists up the doll. It doesn't work. You know, when you try to make me feel better, I don't think about how you're trying to make me feel better. I think about how you're talking to me about things that would be solved if we got on track. You know, business, strategy, execution. That's all I'm capable of. Until I get this thing back inside of me and I'm able to enjoy the ride the destination has always and will always be my main.
Well, then we just gotta talk to Sam, right?
Yeah.
Sam?
But I have other goals, too. I'm not just trying to do this thing for me, and then leave. I want to make sure that all of you get your things done as well, because I care about you, sort of, in a weird, overlooking type way. I want to make sure that you come out here safe and happy as well. But that's also why it frustrates me so much when things just happen outside of my control because someone was poking around and then I almost die because of it. It's hard to adapt to not being able to see a schedule and control the outcome.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, all of that sounds awful. I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, I bet you are, Miss Prancy Dancy.
Schedules honestly sound horrifying to me. I'm so sorry you're beholden to them.
They're really relaxing. I love knowing what I have to do for the next week, actually.
I'm sorry, though.
It's not really your fault. And to be fair, I shouldn't have yelled at you, but I was kind of coming off of almost dying again. So I wasn't really thinking straight.
Well, I mean, that was my fault.
Yeah, it was. But I forgive you.
I think I understand after Ego talked to me. I think I also probably need to absorb my thing. Because if I'm not holding it, I still get lost. And that doesn't mean just my sense of direction. I lose track of what I'm doing. I just do. Like we have a task and I forget about it. And I'm like, there's a box. I want to know what's in the box. And I forget completely that we're doing anything because I'm not holding the compass all the time.
I got this wand and I can wave it and I can feel my mouth curl in a upward direction. And I like to tell jokes and I like to do things that are fun, but none of it fills this hole that I have in my heart. I feel the same.
Wait, so we're gonna call Sam?
Sam's
Oh,
not
don't
gonna
tell
fix
me
it.
you know Sam.
Oh, I know Sam. We've
Oh,
met a-
no.
Of course. Of course
Sam?
you do.
I'm actually not really supposed to talk to him too much. But
Yeah.
but
You shouldn't. He's a
oh no, I
freak
like
and a
him. He's
weirdo.
just there are certain levels of activity I'm not really supposed to engage in. That he's kind of very fond of. So he usually comes to the fertility festivals.
Oh boy.
All of them.
Well,
Because you're
There's a
waiting for
lot.
true love.
Right.
See, the
I
issue,
did love the
He
gesturing.
does seem like someone.
that, like,
Did you like all of that?
My favorite part was when Saoirse was like, I know him. Yeah, I know him. So, at first she's like, oh, like a satyr plays the flute. Like,
that's all of them.
and then you're just like, and she's like, oh, okay.
That's
Well,
yeah,
no.
know that one.
Well, and I was
I mean,
like,
that's
I was
still
like,
a
I
lot
was
of
like,
them, but
I was like, gave him a sword
Yeah.
and a shield and
yeah,
big
that's no
armor.
context for her, but yeah. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, that guy.
And so this was supposed to be like, and he has the parties and he was throwing out all this magic.
Which is again all of them.
Well, he's very satyry. I don't know what to
He
say.
is like the ultimate satyr. Yeah.
The only problem that we have with Sam, though, is Sam is
Are
only
we sure
going to
that
fix
he's not
dogs.
actually like Pan?
Oh no, he's not Pan.
He said he wouldn't
He's
fix
just
anybody
super
else's.
Well, not for free.
He told me I had to find somebody completely different.
Well,
He
yeah,
didn't-
because I'm his little, best friend paladin, and
You
I'm
are.
sort of unable to properly fulfill my part of the oath because of the thing that I lost. So he said he
He'll
would,
probably help you then. Yeah.
merge it back so I could actually help do the oath.
But I think merging your thing is going to be beneficial to everybody.
Hey, Don, we fucking hate you how you are.
Yeah,
I was
that's
gonna say
supposed-
Ego
What's
well,
that
no,
supposed to mean?
actually. Well, let me just also add that I don't think that we would have made it this far without you.
Yeah.
I don't think that trying to make a schedule is bad. I think that most of us probably would have still been dilly-dallying with the citizens of Downpour.
I think I
Downfall.
might be allergic to schedules.
Well, I'm allergic to dogs, and that doesn't stop old women from bringing their dogs in the bank.
I don't know what any of that means.
It means you might have to deal with a schedule anyway for a little, just a
What
little
is an
bit.
old?
Not young.
When you're wrinkly and gross.
Close to
A
mortal
hag?
death.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're haggy.
Okay.
Not
There
all
is wisdom
hags.
Okay.
there is wisdom in each of their wrinkles.
God damn.
But yeah, I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
I mean,
Just
so
trying-
far, the only thing I see in all of their wrinkles is how to be a
The only
dude.
people I know with wrinkles are hags.
And also, to be fair, before you get defensive, Ego, you have 0 wrinkles.
Thank you.
That means that you have no wisdom and knowledge.
Wait.
I,
No
Every-
wrinkles
every
so
wrinkle-
far.
Every wrinkle, if every wrinkle resembles or signifies their knowledge, and Baba Yaga is infinitesimally wrinkly, as you saw in her picture, and you have none. Self burn. That's
But
right.
all of
So you're saying I have the naivety of a babe?
Oh no.
no. If you
My
cared
thoughts are as smooth as my skin.
oh.
never.
All your
Candy
wrinkles
was
are in
bad, by the way.
reality.
How about
I
this?
licked it and it was very bad.
How about this? Your wrinkles are on the inside.
Aw.
Thank you.
Your brain.
Oh,
Does
hey.
they hold- Yeah.
And all of my organs
sure.
and my bones.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Wrinkly
try to-
bones.
And let's try to keep those wrinkles on the inside, please.
Working on it.
Mortals are
I-
fascinating.
I will say, I do believe that the brief period of time I had with Bavlorna's staff, I may or may not have possibly finished a few of my mother's spells. I think that I got a little bit of something from it. So hopefully, I can deal with other witches' magic a bit more easily. That actually also reminds me, Clover,
Yeah.
could I touch your wings just slightly?
Yeah, sure.
No, I take a little little cup or bottle that I can find somewhere in here, preferably one that Saoirse hasn't broken. And
yeah,
I'm going to
it's
just
a kitchen. There's mason jars everywhere.
and I'm just going to kind of rub the end of your wing and gather a little bit of fairy dust in a jar.
It tickles.
That is, don't sneeze. And I put a little cork on it, and I go, this will be something to show you later. So let's make looks at Dawn. Plan a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds terrible.
Well, technically you have a plan.
He kind of like looks over
I have
and like
more of an idea.
he like comes over and like leans over and to Ego and goes, "It's not in the summer court, right?" Really listen.
No, I thought that. But I would have literally thrown up on the floor even more than I swallowed it, so it's probably, I think she's Spring.
Yeah, kind of close, but they're probably different. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if we give her enough time and it becomes summer, that's a different story. But yeah, Spring. I think she's fine. We need to find Dove's item. We might be able to enlist the help of the children. There's
a secret way to get to the hag's bedroom.
Yep.
Okay. Could definitely be in there.
It involves a little bit of climbing.
Ego kind of looks down and goes, well, maybe I'll get to show Clover my new spell a bit sooner than I thought.
We should be careful. She might be back in there, though. That might be where she ran off to.
Well, we might not have to fight her this time. I've taken her hag's eye.
You have?
This whole
What is
time,
that?
I know, Bavlorna's just...
yeah, Bavlorna is like literally still there listening.
I know, we should have moved, but...
Baby! I haven't seen you in so long! You haven't changed at all.
Fuck you.
I like pretend that I'm gonna run winter shins in front of her. Like,
She's already sneezing because there's a raccoon that's been running winter shins.
I know, but I pretend I'm gonna do it too. I'm like,
I don't think that she's going to get in the way of us knocking her sister down a peg.
Oh,
Fuck that
be
bitch.
my guest.
Well, we've been such good guests tonight, Shade.
Just like you were good guests in my home.
well, technically, none of these places are any of you. Like, they're not none of your homes. Technically, you just kind of came and took over everything.
If
So-
I took it and I disposed of the person who used to own the place, then why isn't it mine?
Did you dispose of her, or did you just temporarily get rid of her?
Same thing.
But what if she comes back?
She won't.
And when she does?
She won't.
Well, that's why you're the sister that isn't associated with the future.
No, that's lovely End. Good old Endolin.
That's a dope name.
Let's go to this secret door.
Mm-hmm.
I curtsy at
Mhm.
Bavlorna.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give her a quick winter shin before I leave.
She sneezes.
I do that like the... while I leave.
2 times we've encountered her, and 2 times we don't kill her. We're like, you know what, frog lady?
Yeah.
Take you and your weird little kids, your little blobby kids.
She
Get
doesn't
out
have it. She
again.
doesn't have any of her little children, her little like mini people.
Oh.
No mini me's.
What if we just keep sending her to the next sister and then we go fuck up that sister?
I don't know if we want to face all 3 of them together.
No.
So you're going to the secret path? There is a staircase in this room, in the library.
Wait, where does the staircase lead?
It's Bavlorna was sitting under it.
I, for some reason, thought that one of you had gone. You know what? Okay. Thank you, DM. Let's go up these stairs.
I did think about letting you guys just go and do that, but I'm like, you guys are literally staring at the staircase right now.
It's hard to remember because we kind of like start talking. We don't like properly move our tokens to where we're talking.
You're all good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't go in this room,
Why?
actually. Well, because I made a deal with Bavlorna, I wouldn't come back in here. She gave me some answers.
Stop the Widdershins and I'll let you back in. I already can't harm you. I've made a deal to not raise my staff against any of you.
Yeah, I made that deal.
Hmm.
Isn't your raccoon tired?
Oh, no.
Busy?
No.
Hungry?
Always, but no.
I mean, not any more than usual.
It'd just be easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just stop it.
Oh,
No reason to keep
Right,
playing petty
easy.
games.
I love games.
Oh, you know what else? I feel like I should call this out for Ego, because now that Ego has been in the study for a while, you would notice several of the books that are like in these shelves have a withered frog's body stitched onto the spine. Like basically a petrified frog. I just feel like that's like a very ego-coded thing. And I just want you to know that.
Thank you. I do. I will. I don't want to hold up the party because I want to like look at all of the books. So we will. I will. I'll put a pin in that and we'll circle back to it.
Circle back later. Yeah, we'll have a team huddle about it. But yeah, you guys gonna go upstairs?
I'll CC you on it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go up there. Let's go up there. Sure, there might be another staircase.
If you go up to where the loom things are, and then go to the window on past the arch, you can climb up the tree branches.
No, it's alright. Scrappy, come on.
So you're gonna stop the Widdershins?
Yeah, but I'll leave one of them down here just in case.
Okay. So with the Widdershins stopped, Bavlorna is able to stop sneezing. And she like gives you like a little sneer. But you feel that like the kind of barrier keeping you out of this room is gone and you can pass across the threshold once again.
Oh, don't tell me you wouldn't have done the same in my position.
On with
Pain
you,
for
well.
me, but not for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you guys can go upstairs. My God.
We are upstairs.
And where's this? That's where that is. Bing bong. There we go.
Could I pause for a moment? Because I want to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to reach out to Dawn telepathically.
Hey,
Wow.
fuck you.
No.
Yeah, your days are numbered.
I'm coming for you next, bitch.
You're the next on my list. You're dead already. You don't even know. No. She will say, I just wanted to let you know that I've always understood that you couldn't force yourself
to feel those things. But you're a person, and you deserve to hear them, even if you can't understand or feel it yet. And I'm sorry if I ever made you feel like you weren't good enough.
He'll sigh, and just say out loud, thanks. It's not a big deal.
Not yet.
But yeah, you guys head upstairs, and almost everything about this bedroom, because that is what you were walking into, is orderly. From the bed with the patchwork quilt to the ornamental pigs arranged in a neat row on the dresser. But this like tidiness that you're seeing is at odds with the fact that there is a large, decaying, moldy dollhouse sitting on the bedside table. This 3-foot-tall edifice has definitely seen better days and is now besmirched by peeling paint, mold, and rot. Beside the dollhouse, by the window, moths flutter inside of a large bell jar. Facing one another along the outer wall are a pair of doors. And next to the door closest to the staircase is a wooden rocking cradle with a neatly folded blanket in it. So you guys are up here now. The dollhouse is here. And then there's a door here. And a door here. You kind of see
Is
those.
my detect magic showing anything as I come up into the room behind everybody? Because I'm pretty sure I'm like last.
Yeah, so let me hold on a second. Yeah, so when you look at it with magic eyes, you would see that there is definitely abjuration magic on there's like this little like hinge with like a little like latch on it on the roof of this dollhouse, as if like the lid could be lifted up like a toy box.
Oh,
But
okay.
like the hinge and the little latch have abjuration magic on them.
Okay.
And yeah, that's all you see that's like magical in this room.
I'm not seeing any like magical traps that could like activate if we're not careful.
No. Well, let me measure something. Okay, so you can see, you would also see beyond, like, this door that's kind of near the southern part of the room. On the other side of that door, there's something in there that has a little bit of, like, enchantment magic. Like, there's, like, a couple things with that little, like, purpley, pinkish glow.
Okay. I'll point the two sources out to the group so they're aware. Those are the only two things that are pinging right now.
I just put a pic of the dollhouse in the maps and handed out some pics.
Ooh.
Let's open one of these doors.
Oh, cute. Oh my god, it's so cute. I want it.
And you know, I would say looking at the dollhouse is probably the main thing to do. I mean, dolls are her thing.
I gotta put my shield away, holding my doll. My
And
AC
so-
is lower.
So are you looking at the doors of the dollhouse?
Oh, sorry. I was suggesting we should either open one of these doors or look at the dollhouse. What do you guys think?
I think look at the dollhouse before we open any doors.
Okay. Let
Abjuration,
me
right?
take a
Yes, on the dollhouse, there's a little bit of abjuration.
Well, let's. Oh, I don't have identify prepared. If you want me to identify the dollhouse to get more information, I would need 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Or I can just look at it, inspect it, see if I can open it.
What exactly are we looking for?
We're looking
Well-
for a pipe for sure, right? It's like a carved
We are
pipe.
definitely looking for a pipe. We've retrieved. No, we haven't gotten the key. But the thing is, we were just really strongly assuming that the key we need is the key in her back, right? We didn't know
Yeah.
that that was for sure the key.
Right.
So, what if it's the key to the dollhouse? Or a key somewhere else?
I
Maybe
can make a key if all you need is a key.
it's a specific key.
Specific key.
Key to
Let
the
me
past?
Let me at the. Oh, Victoria's gotta pee. I didn't need to say that out loud.
Do it now.
Sorry, I was totally just reading and forgot. Well. Yeah, so it could be.
Any particular kind of pipe? Or do you know?
Let me look this up.
Yeah, we have a vague description, I think.
I think was it a smoking pipe in the shape of a howling wolf? Is that right?
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm back.
And then it was the key to the past, right?
Key to the
Allegedly.
past.
Yeah, but we don't know what that is.
I mean, I can
'Cause-
send my friends to go looking for him.
Having them keep an eye out would be nice. Because I'm wondering. I don't know. Sometimes I get a little bit too in the metaphor, but I'm like, dollhouse, childhood, nostalgia,
Is there a
key.
lock on the latch? Like, is there a keyhole on the latch?
Is there anything like a latch or something on the dollhouse? Because I'm thinking it's a
There is-
dollhouse
so-
that opens like
Get
a
off.
Barbie dream
No,
house.
so it's the roof. So a lot of dollhouses are either like open in the back or they would split open. This one is fully enclosed. There's no seam in the middle of it. It's not open in the back. The roof has hinges on one side and a latch on the other side so that it could be opened from the roof. But Clover noticed that there is abjuration magic on the hinges and lock. Like the little
Yeah.
latch.
Let's see. Does the chime? You might need to read it, Kristy, because I think I gave it to you.
Yeah, I have
Does
it.
the chime say that it only opens like mundane locks? Can it open a possibly magical lock?
Door, a lid, or a lock.
Okay,
One
so it doesn't
lock or
specify.
latch on an object that opens unless the sound can't reach the object. It doesn't say one way or the other.
I could step back and we could try and use the chime on it.
Yeah?
Because if I touch it, if it's abjuration on a lock, I'm thinking it's one of two things. Either it's some kind of ward that will trigger,
Okay.
possibly damage us, or it's just an arcane lock spell, which is just makes it harder to open. So, but both of those would be abjuration. So I don't know. And I don't have, I'd have to do a ritual if I wanted to identify something more specific about it.
Well, it just has to be within 120 feet.
Scrappy could try to open it.
Oh boy.
The raccoon?
Fingers.
Give Scrappy the chime.
He could try and lift it with his little fingers. He's very crafty.
If you're okay with them maybe getting blown up.
He'll come back.
I don't care.
Try the raccoon.
Well, we should probably leave the room, and I can just send him in. I mean, if you think it's
Like,
going
go
to,
back.
Explode. Unless you
I
want
don't
to
know
stand
if
there and
it-
get exploded, that's fun too.
And by me.
All right.
We can go
Scrappy.
back downstairs and you can have your have a I'm all for animal labor.
For real.
Oh, they do a lot of things for me, so yeah.
Okay. So the group of you is gonna kind of go down the stairs a little bit, or are you going out like one of the doors?
Go down
I
the
will go
stairs a
back
bit.
downstairs.
Downstairs.
Not all the
yeah,
way,
don't-
but yeah.
running into
Okay.
places that we don't know are safe is risky.
Yeah.
Okay. And so
Let's go down stairs.
the raccoon will ring the chime of opening.
Oh, he's gonna just try and lift the latch, I think, first.
Oh, he's gonna just try to lift the latch. Okay.
He's
Yeah.
got little raccoon hands.
And you can speak with animals, right? I know he's technically like a fae, but like he's also so yeah, you would have him go try to open it, and you hear like raccoon like chittering and squeaking. And then you would hear, Saoirse!
Yeah.
Saoirse, I can't open it.
Oh, okay.
I know how to open latches, but I can't open this one.
I know you're very clever. Of course you can
Shit.
open it.
Fuck.
Most things. It's
can't open
magic,
it.
though. It's not your fault. Come
Why
here.
can't I open it?
Come back here. Come back here.
I'll hand the raccoon
Do
the
you
chime.
want him to use the chime?
Yeah, I'll hand him the chime.
Oh, all right. All you've got to do is use this. I don't know how. You know how you want to explain to him how to use it? Or I guess explain to me so I can explain to him.
You just need to like tap it, like strike it as an action, like just make it sing basically. Make the chime sing and it should open the latch.
You got this, Scrappy.
Just point it at the latch
Make it sing. Okay.
and point.
And he does that little like raccoon carrying something in their hands, like slowly like crawling back up the stairs. And you have to wait a couple minutes. But then eventually you hear that like clear tone ring out. You hear like a little bit of like a thud or like a clank of something hitting the floor. And then you would hear scrabbling noises, and Saoirse, he yells back to him too, I got it! At the latch!
All right.
I can open
Good work.
latches!
It's all
And
good.
Yeah, so.
So it actually worked? Did it?
Do you go up?
Yeah, I want to see if I have to take off this chime thing.
Yeah, the lid of the dollhouse is like open, and it's Scrappy, right?
Yeah, Scrappy.
Scrappy is like chewing on the dollhouse.
Nice.
And is like reaching in and like grabbing little bits of doll furniture and like looking at them and starting to like chew on them.
Mhm.
And is like kind of
Oh.
ransacking the inside of the doll. He's like,
Oh,
not food.
Fuck yeah.
Nah,
Maybe.
not good. Here, I'll give him some. Well, I don't think I have anything. I don't think I have anything edible. Oh, ooh, wait, I've got this. And you see that she waves her hands, and a tiny little bean sprout sprouts up from the ground, kind of like Jack and the Beanstalk style. And each of the little leaves uncurls and creates like a little bean, like a little magic bean. And she gathers those up, and I'm just gonna use some good berry, and I'll give him one of the little magic beans.
he'll run over and he's like looking at you, looking at the bean, looking at you, and slowly reaching towards it, and then grabs it and like runs off to the other side of the room. He's like, beans! I love beans!
Anybody else hungry? I'll go ahead and eat one too, because Saoirse hasn't eaten in like weeks at this point. So
Yeah, you had some potato peels and you licked.
I kind of forgot about these earlier when I was making the candy.
Yeah.
I'm good, but thanks.
But yeah, the dollhouse is open.
I'll go over and look inside.
Okay. It's full of
Oh,
pee.
I get my hit point back.
You do get your hit point back! Your tongue is healed. Yay!
It's also blue. Because let's be honest, magic beans definitely change your tongue.
Oh, for
color.
sure. Yeah.
It's the fun dip kind, yeah.
Yeah, so you take a look inside of the dollhouse, and you can see that, now that the arcane lock has been struck, you can also open, like, all the doors and windows, so there is this very gloomy, like, foyer, parlor, kitchen, and dining room on the ground floor, and then on the second floor are 2 bedrooms, a sewing room, like a little bathroom, and then the third floor, when you, like, lift up the lid proper, is a very, like, spooky, spacious attic that's filled with, like, all sorts of, like, trunks for, like, storage and, like, crates and things.
Dang.
So,
One
yeah.
of my sisters, or cousins, or nieces would kill for this.
I think it's
There's
pretty great.
actually so much stuff.
I'm gonna start opening little boxes. Peek inside. See if there's like a tiny pipe in one of them.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I don't know.
Don is not throwing out the idea that there's that the pipe was like shrunken down and put in a little dollhouse. So
I do have enlarged now.
fuck it.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. I will literally start picking up little crates and boxes from the attic and start looking.
Yeah. I mean, if Clover used enlarge reduce on herself, she would become tiny.
And you could go walk around the doll. You could go fly around the dollhouse.
Oh, it only lasts 1 minute, but it's so tempting. You know what? It's
Yeah, do a quick drive-by.
Yeah, I think I honestly, I think I might, because it's a fairy magic. I don't have to expend anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, what does that look like? Because that's not from your patron. That's like a racial thing. What is that?
Yeah, that is a racial thing. I think it originates from her wings. And instead of going like the galaxy that she does, like the galaxy space magic that comes from her patron, it's more like in line with like maybe the spring court or something of that nature, more natural. And as her wings begin to vibrate, like she kind of does the Alice in Wonderland and kind of like shrinks down.
Yeah. Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can
I'm
literally
Tinkerbell.
you can go into the dollhouse now.
Oh boy.
And it's very like drab and gloomy and dreary. And like overall very depressing, like almost haunted looking house. But I know, so Saoirse, you said you were gonna, I think you and Dawn are both taking things out and like looking inside of like little boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Ego and Aurum, what are you guys doing?
Oh, I want to look at the cradle.
You want to look at the cradle? Okay.
I'll do that with you.
Okay.
If they got this taken care of.
Okay, and then, for Clover, what do you want to do?
Clover, would you like me to send like a squirrel in there with you?
Sure.
Just so you're not alone.
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna try and find like the more like hidden like items that
They wouldn't be able to just see by reaching in. Like I'm gonna like go like a quick like whatever my instincts would go. Like where would somebody hide something if this was a normal house?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Give me a second.
I'm gonna send Squeaks with you.
Where's what I'm looking for?
Oh, maybe a mouse actually.
Yeah.
I think a squirrel might
Yeah.
be too big.
Yeah,
That's
mouse is
nice.
probably good.
Sorry. I'm looking
Yeah,
something
freaking
up.
tiny.
So for Aurum, when you go over and look at the cradle, you can see that this cradle is painted with images of green dragons. And it contains a folded threadbare blanket. Are you looking at it any further?
Yeah, I want to unfold the blanket.
Okay.
See if there's anything inside.
A couple green dragon scales fall out, as well as what looks to be like a human finger bone.
All right, I'm completely tossing the cradle. Well, is there anything under the mattress of the cradle?
Roll an investigation check.
Take that little finger bone.
Abilities investigation. 10.
Okay. Yeah, you lift up the mattress and you find that there's like a vial of blood underneath it.
Here you go, Eagle. I found a vial of blood. It seems like it's your thing.
Everything just gets handed to Ego. Anything creepy, remotely creepy, like, yeah, yours. You're
A
it.
vial of blood.
Hey, guy, you're it.
Might be special blood. It was under the mattress.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ego, when you're looking at it, this blood has like a kind of silvery sheen to it as it's like swirling around in there, and it's still liquid.
Unicorn blood?
Why don't you roll an Arcana check?
Oh, buddy.
That might have just been me thinking about Harry
Potter, yeah.
Mhm.
Arcana, you said?
Yeah.
Watch it be ASMR.
It's a 26.
Nice. Yeah, this is definitely unicorn blood.
Hell yeah.
This is unicorn blood.
What?
The silver sheen gives it away. Not to mention the smell.
What's it do?
Oh, nice.
It belongs to unicorns,
Well-
is what it does.
It is concerning that she has it, though I do wonder if possession of unicorn blood could convince a magic ward that you're a unicorn.
Oh. We also have that cool disguise in the tree.
I can also just summon
Yes.
a unicorn.
We have options.
You
I
don't
have a
look
lot
like
of
you.
Keeping
unicorn
this-
friends.
Anything from a unicorn is powerful. Generally going to have healing properties. Healing properties. Does unicorn blood have healing properties, or am I only thinking they're horns
You
and they're magic?
You're
I mean,
not sure.
unicorns.
Unicorns are
Unicorns are
inherently
magic.
very magic. Their horn is the source of their power, but like they themselves are inherently magical. Who knows where where did she get this from? Because there's one unicorn that you guys know of here.
I'll drink it.
But but yeah, so there's
I mean-
unicorn waiting for a mate?
Wait, Ego.
So
Wait,
yeah,
wait.
Lamorna and her mate Eladon.
Oh dear.
This could be a perfect chance for us to test my idea.
Which one?
Remember
Which
I
idea?
said I feel like I can absorb the magic here like it's nothing. So I brought up the idea of maybe eating the dragon tooth would make me get some sort of power or whatever. But what if I drank the unicorn blood and it gave me some sort of power or something? Or maybe it'll heal my stomach.
I think it could heal your stomach. I think that it's good to hold on to it for now to see if we can use it to go visit a unicorn who could definitely heal your stomach.
That's true.
Like guaranteed. But that also points to why, yes, as Some people have asked, why would Nightshade have it? Doesn't bode well for the owner of this blood.
Unless it was
Keep
what
invest-
she made the deal for, a vial of blood.
Maybe. But right now we know that there's at least 2 unicorns that are supposed to be in this realm, and only one has been seen. Let's keep investigating.
So for
Yeah.
for the investigation group, like the normal sized people, Saoirse and Dawn, investigation checks for you guys, like opening up crates and looking for stuff. And then also an investigation check from Clover. You have advantage because you're tiny.
And Cheese is gonna help you.
And Cheese is helping you. Cheese is mostly eating stuff, like little bits of mold that he finds, but he also helps.
13.
Okay. That's scary, Ink. That gif is scary.
Sorry, I can delete it.
No, don't delete it. It's just like unsettling. It's like an unsettling unicorn.
Here you go.
Strong 6.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Saoirse, for some reason, like every box that you're opening just has like quilts and like blankets, but they're like tiny sized. So you're like, I can't use this, but maybe I could give it to Cheese.
I'll put it in my pocket. I'm sure I'll figure something out.
Yeah, and then for Dawn, you open up one of the crates and you see that there is like a pair of embroidered velvet slippers in the box that are like pretty nice.
Yoink! I need luck. It's been a while since I got to use. I can't even wear slippers. I just want these.
Yeah, they're like embroidered with like little like leaves and vines. But they look like the kind of thing that like you could probably like pick up at like a luxury goods shop in Waterdeep. Might be worth something. Dawn's the only one who cares about that. So.
Yeah, I might be able to pawn this off to somebody.
Mm-hmm. They're also doll sized.
Luxury slippers for some rich person's baby.
And then Clover, what did you get?
Okay, so I rolled a 15 plus 1, and then I used my Bardic for another plus 6. So
Okay.
16 plus 6 is 20.
So 22.
2.
Yes. Yeah, so you're basically doing like a whistle-stop tour of the house, going through everything that you can as fast as possible, looking in places where like people would like hide things. Okay. So, on like a little desk in there you find these like almost like crystal like lenses that look like they would go over your eyes, like almost like tiny little like glasses that are connected at the middle, but it's not like glass, they're like crystal. You would find that they're and those, I'm assuming you have your magic eyes on, right? Because I think you can just do that.
Yeah, I can just do that.
Those are giving off a magical aura.
Okay.
And then you also find what looks to be like a scroll that's made from like the younger bark. Like if you cut the bark off of a tree and then you take like the inner layers of like wood, it looks like it's kind of made on like that, and it's like dried, and these scrolls are giving off like a little bit of magic. You find 2 of those, and the glasses. And you also find that there's this like little hand mirror on like the dresser in the bedroom, and it's got like this crack in it, but the handle and the frame are very gaudy, like bejeweled, very fancy, kind of thing that you and your mother could never afford. And you're like in the little bedroom, And you can see the moths in that bell jar, like on the windowsill, like fluttering around in there.
Aww.
But
I want to grab the moths too.
the moths are like larger than they're like as big as you are right now because they're in like.
I thought they were like miniature. Like I'm like, just let them out.
No.
Okay.
I know you might not be able to look right now, but in maps and handouts and pics, I put like a little pic of the dollhouse and the moths.
Oh, I understand. Gotcha.
You being in the house, like you can tell that like your magic is like running out, but like you're not getting bigger. So you have like time to go look elsewhere.
Yeah,
like, you
I'm
can
gonna
head up to the attic if you want.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Okay. Yeah, it's creepy in here, especially being like little. There are cobwebs everywhere. Everything's covered in dust. There's also really big hands reaching in and pulling things out.
Watch the wings!
You guys, yeah, little Clover is down there in the attic now
So Saoirse stops as soon as Clover shows up. She's like,
with
I'm not...
Cheese.
Yeah.
And Cheese begins like chewing on all of the crates. And he's like, open, food, in. Which Kristy, you just hear squeaking, but that's what Saoirse would hear. But yeah, there's like a bunch of trunks and crates, jars, all kinds of stuff up here, and you are getting several magical pings like all throughout this room.
I'm gonna go to the magical pings. I'm trying to find this goddamn pipe.
Yeah, so
basically anything magical I find that's not the pipe, I just hand it up to the big hands, like, take it. That's
oh my god, that's funny.
Next.
So give me 1 second to pull something up. Yeah, at one point you pull out, there's like a paint set, like one of those little, you know, those little things that people put the paint on.
Yeah.
And like some jars of paint that is giving off like a magical aura that you pull out. You would see that there's also this like little scrap of paper, and it just says the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, in very nice handwriting, and that's giving off like a little bit of magic.
Okay. Put it in with the scrolls for ego.
There is a well-loved looking teddy bear. You know, it's worn, it's not in great condition, but you can tell that like whoever this belonged to loved this stuffed animal. And as you're digging, I'm going to carry over your investigation check. You do find a couple of pipes, actually. Like, you find that there's a pipe that's shaped like a dragon. Like, the end of it is shaped like like a dragon's mouth. And then there's another one that's a little bit less ornate. It's just wooden. And, like, the long end of it is sort of like the tail, and then the top of it curves up and forms this like little wolf head that's like howling with an opening at the end.
I take both.
Okay.
I'm extra careful with the wolf.
Yeah. But there's like a ton of magical stuff in this room. Like a lot of magical stuff.
My hands are gonna be so full. I'm gonna need an itemized list.
Okay.
Take it all.
Is there any one magic that's sticking out that's like different again?
Sort of. As you're digging through this chest and you find the piece of paper, you find the teddy bear, you find like that paint set and the dragon pipe, like they're all magic items, so they have that like general magic item glow to them that's not necessarily like a school of magic, but there's like there's like a touch, like a misting of something very ancient and very old and very sad.
Oh.
If you'd like to roll an intelligence check,
Yeah.
and I can elaborate some more.
This is all people's things.
Yeah, I think she's also just gonna hug the teddy bear, just like on pure instinct.
Yeah, when you hug it, you like hear in your mind like a little bit of like laughter from a child, and like you yourself feel like almost as if you're like hugging like a little child.
General intelligence was a 15.
Yeah, these are people's lost things. Because the wolf pipe has that same air to it. And like if you're also able to look out at like the doll that Dawn has brought up, the doll is also giving off like the magic aura on it is very like inert right now, but there's like a little bit of something there that's very like heartbreaking nostalgia.
Is there any... This is such a... Probably not, but is anything like familiar to me or like sticking out in all of our travels? Like as I'm looking, is anything jarring my memory that I might know? Like, oh, maybe this person? If not,
no.
I'll just take them at random.
I mean, when you like touch them and if you really focus on them, like you get these little flashes, like, you know, you hear a child's laughter. If you like really hold on to the paint set and you hold the like little palette in your hand, you get this fleeting feeling of like creativity, you know, and when you hold like the pipe, you feel very like charismatic for just a moment. And when you're holding that piece of paper, there's like the ability of writing, like just the ability to have handwriting and like learning how to write for the first time, like you get that kind of a feeling.
What am I getting from doves?
When you hold the pipe, the wolf pipe,
the wolf pipe,
and really focus on it, this is tricky. There's the feeling of warm sunshine on fur, the smell of fresh grass, and then like screaming and like immense loss.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm gonna just put the wolf and the teddy bear just like in my periphery. I'm gonna grab a couple more random things that I feel like have like a stronger stronger... Not that any one thing is more important than the other, but she's going for like strong emotions to hand up, and then she'll fly out with Dove's thing and the teddy bear.
Okay. Yeah. So the minute that you fly, that you leave the dollhouse, you begin to get big again, like very Alice in Wonderland. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, you're able to grab a variety of different things that you throw up. I can send you like a list of the things that you would get. But yeah, and you have the pipe. You have the pipe, and you have Dawn's doll.
I found it.
Oh, good job.
I think all these things are lost items. Like, they're lost things like ours.
Nightshade has quite a collection.
There's still so much more that I couldn't carry.
I mean, those would be pretty valuable here.
She's like the hag of the past, right?
Yeah.
Sure, there's lots of things that someone would go to a hag like that to make deals from because of things that they regret. So it doesn't surprise me that her collection is big.
Dawn is quite right. Many people would come to my mother about things they lost or things that they want back or things to be the way that they once were. People are always looking backwards.
That makes sense.
No, not really, but I'm trying to understand, but I don't get it. Why would you want to look back when you have so much to look forward to?
I think it's generally because they
You don't
know
wanna
how
forget?
the past went. Well, and they don't, yeah. And the future is unknown, and for most people, that's just scary, not exciting.
Oh, yeah, because you all die. That's right.
Among other things.
It's not really always about dying.
Well, we didn't make a deal with Nightshade to return all of the things like we did with Bavlorna, so even if we took them, that would just mean they're displaced again. But also, I don't know how many people are looking for these things like we are.
Don't know.
I mean,
Hard to say.
probably a lot of these people aren't around anymore.
It's
Didn't even
true.
think about that.
Mortals die. Again, I know it's not always about death, but like I'm just saying, you only live for so long, so a lot of these people probably aren't around anymore.
Yeesh.
Well, we've gotten Dove's thing. Maybe we can leave it at the inn.
Yeah.
Pipe is a very strange thing.
Dove, your friend that we met at that party.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's her.
What if she's with Sam still?
She might be.
Oh dear.
All the better. I need to go back to Sam to get my thing merged with my body anyway, so
It'd be nice to see Sam again. I haven't seen him in a while.
I can wait.
Give me whatever things you would like me to take a look at and identify when we get the time.
Oh, I have this dust that dusts things. Here you go.
Do you have a bag or?
It's in a bag.
Oh, okay. The gesture you made, I thought you like.
Dude, get dusted.
Okay. I thought you just like put dust
Poured
in
it
my
on?
hand. Okay.
I got big hands. I'm big. So like,
You're so big.
Oh my god. Well, with
That
that,
was ink. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Hey.
that's what we're gonna leave it
Wow.
on. That's what we're gonna
Wow.
leave it on.
Amazing.
No, you
Nick.
can't leave it on that.
sexualize Aurum.
That's not what I. He has a husband.
That's where we're gonna leave it at, and that's what we will leave Jamie with as he goes away
He's
for a month.
leaving.
Yeah. He's abandoning us.
Well, you know, soon
Yeah.
enough,
Be
Good enough.
safe.
this won't be a problem anymore.
Yeah.
That's true.
So exciting.
Well, hey, thank you as always to my players for joining me to play some D&D. Thank you to those of you who are watching either now or in the future. We appreciate having you here. Don't forget to check out Little Dragon Corp, Cardboard Castle Games, Suncraft, Sirenscape. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, join our Discord, all of that. And the next time you are trying to find out information about your grandma, who happens to be the mother of all hags, from another hag who you find out is her daughter, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus.
Hey.
We'll see you next time.
Love you, bye. Love you, bye.
Bye.